Grab his dick and twist it! Grab his dick and twist it!
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh, am I live?
Whoop.
Hello.
2, 3, 4. Good evening, Phil Gornall.
Grab his dick and twist it! Grab his dick and twist it! Oh.
Everything's under control. Situation normal.
Hello, hello, hello. Oh, cracky, I'm loud.
You're deep as well.
Well, that's because I've got a cold, I think. Hello, welcome to the Amish Hot Pod.
Yeah.
Episode 108. Sunday, the
108,
1st of December. I'm Amish Phil. Amish Matt is here.
Amish Matt.
Amish Ben is here.
Present.
Present and correct. Got Gavin Mark here from the Lancashire Hot Pod.
Hot pod
Yeah.
Gavin, hot pod Mike.
Yeah.
The two hotties.
Hot podders.
Where do
Debatable.
people find you on social media and stuff? Got Twitter, Facebook.
Twitter, Facebook. We're not on Insta, are we?
No,
Oh.
no. The Lanky Hot Pod is a Twitter.
The-
Lancashire Hot Pod on Facebook.
The Lancashire Hot Pod.
Or the Lanky Hot Pod on Twitter. Because we couldn't get the Lancashire Hot Pod.
Why?
Because
Too
the
long.
character limit.
Oh, for your name.
Honor, you do not know the debate that we had to go through to condense the Lancashire Hot Pod, and we came up with the Lanky Hot Pod, which could be something completely different.
Oh, it could be, couldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
The mind boggles.
Yeah.
You could have had the Lancs Hot Pod, like Lancs shoes.
That's a good point. Could have done.
That's better.
LANX.
Oh, you just ruined Twitter for them.
Yeah.
Things that could have been.
Back to square one.
How's this is a significant week for your podcast, isn't it?
Hot pod.
Hotcast.
It's our birthday.
Is it?
You look confused
Yes.
there.
Happy birthday, man.
Tomorrow, 2nd of December. It's the first time that
Oh, yeah.
we posted a podcast. Our little episode, our little introduction where we were looking at each other lovingly over a mic stand.
Phil's going to stab you now.
Any excuse?
Oh,
Hey,
oh,
I remember
oh.
them. Hey, that's fancy.
They haven't been in here since our birthday, have they? Oh, it's a tray bake.
Check that out.
Did you, is there any sparkling candles?
No, I haven't had time to get candle. I did.
That's just not good enough.
I did ask her to get a one candle, but she let me down. But she got the cake, so.
It's all right.
Are we going to eat live?
I'm happy for you to do what you would like to do.
Well, let's keep it professional then, Phil.
Okay.
That's a lovely gesture. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Welcome. Any excuse to have cake on
Happy
this podcast?
birthday, yeah.
Have a bit of
Cake or
cake.
chocolate.
Bit of cake.
Yeah.
It's not like you've just had 2 heavy meals though today, is it?
Jeez.
No.
God, yeah.
roast dinner about 2:00, and then we've been over to Smokies in Chorley
Surely, yeah.
it was a combination of birthday and Christmas do.
Yeah, it's our Christmas do as
So we
well.
Oh,
don't, so we
Christmas
don't have
do.
to go out twice. We've just condensed it into one mega
Oh,
night, and then
good.
obviously come to share it with you boys.
That means we've got old.
What do we-
Condensing
Yeah.
2 nights out into one little one.
I know, yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
That does happen when you get old.
Efficiency.
Going out becomes almost a bit of a chore,
Mm.
especially if you know.
How dare you? We're the only 2 people that you go out with.
Oh God, I've got to go on and where it's due on the 20th.
Works.
Oh,
Do
it
it.
does.
Thought you were self-employed.
I was going to say. You're
No,
on.
not with you. No. With builders and joiners and plasterers and.
Why do you have to go?
Is
Well,
that not a
said I'd go.
networking brunch? Or something?
It's not really networking because
A
we already
tradesman's
work together.
networking brunch.
Who do you? Oh, right, like the builders and.
Riggers, yeah.
Like
Oh,
the-
on your
Riggers, Buzz
current
Lightyear.
project?
What?
On your current project? Sorry, I'm talking at you.
With loads of, we've got about 4 on go at the minute.
Right, okay.
You mean your regulars? Your regular builder guys?
Our team, we're like DIY SOS.
And do you
Very
like
good.
come
No, the
together?
DIY SOS come afterwards, don't they?
To make it, to put it right, yeah. Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If plumber's been in, fucking pissing everywhere. Water. Yeah.
So where are you going? Tens.
Is it beer and wings or something?
Oh, right,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, we've been there
It's a
before.
classic.
What do they do there?
Beer and wings.
Ah, right. Okay.
I think exclusively.
It's beer,
Good luck getting a G&T and a fucking chicken breast. You're not having it. It's beer and wings and fuck off.
beer and indoor parachuting, isn't it?
Indoor parachuting.
Mm.
Is that what Jeffrey Epstein did?
Yeah.
Off his bunk bed?
Yeah.
Indoor parachute.
Didn't kill himself, did he?
Did he fuck?
No.
Don't we? Not paying it. Do you follow the conspiracy, Jeffrey Epstein conspiracies?
I've
Indeed.
shared a few memes.
You are mean bloke.
It's just what I do. That's all I do.
Oh, all right.
That's what I'm
Share.
addicted to.
It
So
seems
who's your money on then? Is it part of the Clintons, or is it something? Is it the royal family? Do you reckon Madge nipped in there, did what she needed to do?
Madonna.
I was referring to the Queen, but it could have been Madonna. You never know.
I would. Wasn't there a meme called the Clinton kill list, or the Hillary kill list, or something?
Is that from back in the time with the pizza party incident or whatever the fuck it was?
Pizzagate.
Pizzagate. Yeah.
I never got into Pizzagate.
No,
so
I
I don't know.
did. It seemed too weird to approach. I left that well alone.
It's real Alex Jones territory, I think,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
He's a mad guy, I mean.
Yeah. Didn't he get taken off pretty much everything?
Yeah, they shut him down, didn't they?
Yeah.
He has a channel on Sky or something.
What?
On American television.
Yeah,
Does he?
he's still got one left. I think I heard it on Joe Rogan before.
There's a definitely, because I was round someone's house, not my house, and they have one of those, those fire sticks. I don't have one that you can hack. And if you look at all the American channels, one of them was InfoWars.
Now I think that is his website. I think.
But
you
it was
have to go-
listed with NBC.
Oh, is it not a radio? Is it not a
I don't
radio?
know, it might have been. There's 300 channels there.
I think you have to go to his website now to watch his live stream TV show, because he got kicked off everything else.
Maybe the only thing that would have him is terrestrial television in Florida or something.
I don't know. Well, they have millions of channels over there, don't they?
Yeah.
Maybe you can just buy time on the. I don't know. I don't fucking know how it works.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking broadcast TV's dying anyway, innit?
Yeah.
Everyone wants to watch on demand now, don't they?
Yeah.
I thought I was going to burp then, and it's
All
not
right, I thought
coming.
you were going to say something. I thought you were going to burp and then say something.
It's a pregnant pause.
Okay.
So who's your money on then? If you
I don't
had
wanna
you had to
commit.
put your money on someone. There's
Well,
too
if
many
we're
to choose
assuming,
from.
if we're assuming that he didn't kill himself, there's that. Maybe it's someone we least expect.
Jeffrey Epstein.
It's someone who we had information on that hasn't come to light yet.
Right.
Woody Allen.
I think everyone's got information on Woody Allen.
He was at a party, wasn't he? He shared a thing.
Trump.
Anyone?
That would be a biggie, being bloody president at the moment.
Mm.
With someone, it'd have to be someone who had ties to the what they call it, Homeland Security type.
NSA? Are they just information?
NSA is data gathering, isn't it? Isn't their equivalent of GCHQ?
Yeah.
National Security Association, is it? Or
Yeah.
something like that.
Don't know.
So,
Security agency, probably.
oh,
National
yeah.
Security
Yeah.
Agency.
Wouldn't be an association.
So,
would it?
yeah, you know-
NRA, I'm thinking
I
of.
know this is nice talking about Jeffrey Epstein
Yeah.
and who killed him. But we're going to talk to these hot podders about hot podding.
Yeah.
I'm going to get there. I wasn't
What are you doing?
taking my coat off.
Wreck-It Joint.
Nobody look.
Nothing to see here.
So when was the last time you came to this podcast?
It's a very good question. When was it?
How long ago was it?
Spring, I think.
Spring.
May.
Well,
April,
May. My baby
Yeah.
was born in May, wasn't
Well,
it?
that was it. Actually, you were on baby leave.
You're on
Mhm.
paternity leave.
I was, yeah, extended paternity leave.
So how long ago was that?
That was in May when the child was born.
5 months then.
7.
And, or
Not that he's
7.
counting.
Yeah, 7. Yeah, 7 torturous months.
Yeah, 'cause we are in December now, aren't we?
So I don't know. I don't listen to the podcast. You see, so
He's not a podcast listener, Matt.
I don't listen to this podcast.
You don't listen to this one, the one that you're on.
No,
You don't listen to any podcasts.
Not really. No.
Producer, not
so you've not-
consumer.
You've not done any research whatsoever before 2 guests come on then.
No. Phil told me about a couple of podcasts you've done but I've got questions. It's fine. I've got questions, but I don't. I don't know what you talked about last time. So you probably asked this question, but what got you into hot podding? That one.
Him.
And yeah, it was me. And,
It was you. It was you.
Listening to Joe Rogan and that, weren't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
right, okay.
I was bored out of my head in a warehouse job.
I can do better than this shit. I'll start my
Yeah.
own podcast.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Kind
Yeah.
of, but I thought we can do this. So I texted him and he went, yeah, go on then, I'm interested. And then it just cracked on from there.
Yeah, no, he texted me and said, do you want to do a podcast? And it was almost like if you could read a tone behind the text, it was very much like Elsa out of Frozen. Like, do you want to build a snow? And do you want to do a podcast? That's what I had in my head. Don't know whether
You
that's
saw
what you
musical
meant.
notes and everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I learned singing to you.
But, you know, like everyone's busy. You know, we've all got
I know that's the thing, isn't it?
kids and work and girlfriends, wives.
Girlfriends,
Wives and girlfriends.
Wives and girlfriends.
Concubines. Harems.
Why not, eh? But Mormons have got it sorted.
Mm.
And yeah, I was just like, really?
You're
and
like,
then-
we need to fit it in your schedule, you mean?
Yeah,
kind of thing?
exactly. But then he just went, we can call it the Lancashire Hot Pod.
Alright.
That was him texting.
Oh,
Just,
not wanking.
No.
Is that exciting?
I've got a wicked name. It's amazing.
That's on the camera. As
And
well.
I was
That's
in-
why I don't sit on the camera. You
Fair
see.
enough.
was
It's on
the wanking.
delay as well. I'm actually doing it right now. And that's really weird. Because now I'm going to be pointing, going, look, it's happening. It won't be happening.
That's the best thing about this is that you can actually see yourself make a fool of yourself. you
It's
see,
like time travel, almost, in a weird way.
in the worst kind of way.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what am I saying now? Oh, I'm looking at me. Oh
Yeah.
my God, this is weird.
Oh no.
So it was.
It's just like a permanent deja vu, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, Lancashire Hot Pod, and I don't know, the name just resonated straight away, and I thought actually, yeah, you could see that work,
And
and
have you heard of the Lancashire Hot Pots?
absolutely, yeah, big fans if they're listening, big fans.
Did you get them on the podcast?
Yeah, get 'em on.
Did they? Did you manage to get them all in?
No, did you get them on your podcast? You
Oh no,
obviously-
well, funnily enough, we thought
We
about
know somebody
who knows them.
who knows them, and we said to them, we tried getting a message to them saying, would you mind doing like a bit of a theme tune, like an intro tune?
Oh,
Nothing
yeah.
came of it, obviously.
They're very busy now. They're on tour everywhere, and
Well, all round Lancashire.
no,
Wrong
they've gone into Yorkshire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Skipped in.
yeah, Halifax.
Yeah.
That's the Lanky Yorkshire tour.
All right. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, when we looked at names, there is a hot pod, or no, the hot pods. What is it in Lancashire? And they are actually hot pods.
They're like camping
That's
pods,
the one,
aren't they?
camping
Oh,
pods.
like
The
a sauna pod.
Yeah.
Yeah, type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
So they're
the-
actually called the Lancashire Hot Pod. or something like that.
What are they called?
We just
No,
thought-
they didn't have the in front.
Did they not?
Lancashire hot pods.
We just sort of sack it, would have it name anyway.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, can we not sell it anything other than our voices?
So it was exactly the same thing, kind of boredom then that got you into.
Yeah, we've all got lives we need to get away from.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a big escape, mate.
Wives, girlfriends, and concubines to escape from.
Well, it was your idea, wasn't it? And
Yeah.
the main thing behind it, well, originally we always talked about this, was for you to actually record your opinions or our opinions on things, essentially, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And then you would have, like
A record.
when people are sort of looking into your ancestry, used to be you just saw names, wasn't it? But now you
Can't
can
believe I'm related to this twat.
his views on transgender
Opinionated
people are
tosser.
awful.
400,000 hours of this shit.
But stuff like that, but you had the full
Fucking
thing.
Neanderthal.
But the other part of it was us meeting up, wasn't it? Because there's no other reason for us to meet up.
We all have young kids.
Yeah.
And, well, 10 years ago, we probably went out 2 nights a week.
At least.
10, 15
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah.
But once you start having kids and settling
Yeah,
down,
everything
that
changes.
just completely dries
Mm.
up.
But I
doesn't it?
imagine the
It's a
conversations that
nightmare.
you have on the podcast are pretty much the conversations that you guys would have pre-podcast.
Pretty much, yeah.
No,
You
ju-
probably
just
shut
tone
Phil
down.
down chatting about history in a club.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that people don't talk to each other anymore.
No.
It's true.
Mm.
Everything's done on devices and
Yeah.
WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger, and having like an hour or an hour and a half conversation is rare. It's rare in this day and age, isn't it?
It's nice to do as well. The other thing is quite often I don't want to come because it's a Sunday night and I'm tired and I'm warm at home.
Yeah.
But you do every Sunday, don't you? You do every Sunday without
Exactly.
fail.
Well, I try to, but you always feel better afterwards, don't you? That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like going to the gym.
You do. You feel better afterwards, but I feel better afterwards, and you know. But that's the thing, isn't it? But the other thing about, from a psychological standpoint, is like nothing to do with Skinner's rats. Is that
Jingle for that.
no, you do, don't you? Can you press it?
I'm on the wrong soundboard.
Okay. But apparently, like women will meet up with each other just to have a chat, but men
I can't even find it.
men will just meet up when they go and do something. So if you kind of said, do you want to come round every Sunday night and we'll just have a talk for an hour and we didn't record it, you probably think, no.
It's a bit weird.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, but because we're actually doing something,
There's an output.
it's slowly... There we go. There we go. Thank you. So yeah, so you have to do something together, basically, as men.
Yeah.
That's a little segue.
It's unwinding, isn't it? You don't get to unwind nowadays, so
No, it's so intense.
We're social animals as well.
Yeah,
podcasting is a new unwind.
it is. So, from all of your podcasts, then, sorry to cut you off. Then, which one's been your favourite so far? Oh, I'm not going to.
Oh, that the thing is, the Long Shot Pod is.
Which is your worst?
Who's been the most awkward guest?
Yeah.
You can't ask that.
We have actually
Which
got
ones
one of
have
them, but I'm
you-
not saying it.
What's been your most enjoyable experience that you've been able to partake in as part of the podcasting journey that you've?
Wow, that's
Um,
loose.
Do you know what? The one that we did with Gaz. Do you remember? I think it was after he won. Oh no, the one before he started fight, before he went to do his fight. You know the guy.
Who's
Is this when you were talking about going up Kilimanjaro?
Yeah. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, I enjoyed
That
that
was
one.
good
It's
fun.
very.
What's his story then?
You went up Kilimanjaro.
Is that it?
No, well, that's a side note. He's
And one
a,
of his buddies
He's a-
nearly died, didn't they?
Yeah.
Mm.
His mate was saying to him like, "Just leave me here. Just tell my kids I love them." He was wanting to die.
On
nearly-
Kilimanjaro?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, they were stepping over people to get to the top, weren't they? They were
Because of
people-
altitude sickness, kind of.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Right. Okay.
They all went on there thinking they were. I knew they are super fit,
Mm.
but
Uh-huh.
they
Easy tiger.
told him that to his face. I'm not ashamed.
but
Well,
didn't-
he is the bare knuckle champion of the world. which
Oh,
is
the
what-
bare
what I
knuckle.
told
You've
him to his
talked about this
face.
one as well, haven't you? Yeah.
Didn't they go like a dodgy route and a dodgy time of year or something? Weren't they advised not to?
Yeah, they
take
were
the-
advised not to off the. Was it the Gurkhas?
Mm.
Berkers.
Berserkers.
The Gurkhas and Burkers.
They always get it wrong.
Is it not in? Where is Kilimanjaro? Is it in Kenya?
Africa.
It's in Africa. It is in Africa.
Africa.
Is it Kenya?
I don't think it is. I think that's the Toto thing, isn't it?
Oh, is it
Kilimanjaro is not-
Google
not
time.
enough.
Is it
Yeah.
a Google fact check?
I'll
Ben
save
should
it
be
for
doing
next
this,
week.
but
Says it rises above the Serengeti, isn't he?
When they were up there, they got told that they only had so much oxygen left or something. I don't know, something like that. Anyway, obviously shows I listened. But they said you've got like so many hours to get off this mountain, and it's like a 2-day thing. So they ended up just running down the mountain, and the
why did he run down?
jerkers. They were like, they went, "You're crazy, you guys." But one of them shirkers was he had something like malaria or something, didn't he? And he was just walking up like they were out wrong with him.
Yeah,
were like,
they was the next level fitness.
Tanzania. There you go.
Yes.
That's where it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tanzania. But we did the one thing that stuck me was the question on when he got to the top, and did you see the Earth curve?
You
yeah,
said
we
that.
actually cut it off the podcast.
Oh,
I said-
exclusive.
No, what I actually said to him was, when you get to the top, you see pictures at top of Kilimanjaro, and it's just
Right.
it's just a shithole. There's like shit everywhere. And I said,
Well,
have you
they've
not seen it? There's pictures up there, and it's like bits of tents and stuff, but it
Oh,
just
they've
looks
all
a
left
mess.
Yeah, they
stuff.
just left crap everywhere.
Yeah, just
Really?
left stuff. Yeah,
It's like at the pyramids. That's
So-
a shithole around
Yeah.
there.
I said so.
the other way, isn't it? Yeah.
So I said to him, "What was it like up there? What were it a shithole?" He went, "No, I didn't see out." I went, "Well, what about the Earth's curve? Knowing that you can't see the Earth's curve from up there." He went, "I didn't see an Earth curve. I'm a bit of a flat earther guy." I went, "Oh, no."
No, he didn't say it was a flat earther, did he?
Yeah.
A bit of.
Well, no, yeah, he's unsure, but
Well, bits of it are flat, aren't they? Really?
Yeah. Yeah. He is bare knuckle champion of the world, though, so he's allowed to
I'm
have
not
his
gonna argue
opinions.
with
If
you.
the Earth was square, it's square.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
He's put me onto somebody who may want to do a podcast. So
A flat
about the
earther.
flat
Yeah,
Earth.
yeah.
Well, I mentioned it to you, didn't I,
Yeah.
before, but nothing's come of it yet. But we'll get there.
which side would you be on?
I'm a round earther.
Round Earth.
You're round Earth shill.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Spherical Earth.
Spherical earther. Yep.
I mean,
It's not a perfect sphere though.
No, it's like, and
It's 26 miles wider at the equator than the.
it's because of the
Hole.
spin.
this is what the
No.
flat earthers
Well-
keep saying. They keep going off Neil deGrasse Tyson's description of it being, is it oblique or something?
Yeah,
It's
it's
a bit,
squashed.
pear-shaped.
It
So
squash
they're,
wobbles, doesn't it, as
Off
well?
to one side.
so they're just
23 degrees off. I
they're
think.
saying, it's like a big pear. He reckons it's like a big pear. And it's like, that's not what he said.
Okay,
You've just
That's
taken
still
it
not
out.
flat, is it?
Oh,
A pear's not
yeah.
flat.
You just-
Yeah, the
It's not like a pear.
spin makes it bulge,
Yeah.
and then the sun's gravity acts on that bulge like a flywheel, and that's why I think we have precession of the equinoxes
Ah, right. Like that. How's it go?
like that, like a
Nice.
spinning top.
All right.
Okay.
It's getting all sexy now.
Ride 'em, cowboy.
I'll tell you what I've noticed recently is that your output's getting more consistent. Are you recording more in advance, and then
What is getting what?
your output of episodes?
We're recording when we get a chance because obviously Mike works away a lot, don't you? So
Yeah, but we had a period where we'd managed to get some time in and book quite a few people. So we got some good episodes coming up. We've got a local comedian, Lewis Costello. We've got John Gilmore from Lancashire FM. He's going to come on and
Radio
talk
Lancashire.
to us about his experience being a DJ. We've got a podcast from Northern Films that we did last week. That should be doing when I pull my finger out and edit it. Sorry. And then next year, yeah, we're gonna. So we tried to do the YouTube thing as well. So we tried streaming. So we did 360 streams, and the camera overheated and just cut out halfway through. And then we set 2 cameras up to capture guests and us. So a bit like the Joe Rogan experience.
So then you've got to go through and edit it and say, right, clip
Yeah.
that there, clip that there.
Yeah,
It's
and
just
that was
more work, innit?
And I don't know how to do any of this techno shit. It's all on Mike.
That's music, isn't it?
So I just go in, have a chat, and then go. And then he's like doing everything else. And
Can you not trigger the camera
lot.
so when the mic is hot, it's
Oh, that is a very, very
pointing
good
at
question.
the speaker, and then obviously it switches to the other camera when the other mic's on.
They do,
yeah, Mike.
they do cameras like that, I think.
You
Do
must
they?
do, surely.
So in the corporate world, they have something called an owl. And you can set an owl in the like.
Oh,
Is it
like
really an
central
owl?
table.
Video conference.
Well, it looks like an owl because its head turns. So it does that. It follows the sound
Mm.
and then switches onto you. So that could work. But at the moment, we just got the 2 cameras
Yeah.
and then record both footage, sync the footage, and then just go through it and chop it up where somebody's
Mm.
chatting. So we did that with the Cuckoo Gin
Oh,
podcast that was recent, and we put it on YouTube. And it's had a few views. It's not had loads, but it's that balance of how much time and effort you put in versus. So we're still playing with the format, mate. To be honest, we really are. It's just good fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of my favourites was Jennifer Reed, and it was the Gradley.
Yeah, she was wacky.
Yeah, she was ace.
Who's
And
that?
she came in and she sang. So she is a preeminent balladress
Something like that. Yeah.
of the Lancashire region.
Come in,
who's,
she had a frilly frock on.
What's a ballad dress?
somebody who
Singer.
sings ballads,
Oh, right, okay.
She had like pink Doc Martin boots,
which were also clogs.
clogs. So she did. We're going to tap dance to do this tap dance thing out in the street. When she went, do you want me to dance? What? Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, she were proper out there. She were really interesting. Though.
Yeah, yeah. But she sat. You know, she. So what was
Belted out 3
interesting?
tunes, didn't she?
Yeah. Was it? It was so. She has studied the Industrial Revolution, but the weaving songs
Oh, yeah.
from Manchester. You're familiar with them.
Yeah.
But
But
it
all
wa-
the old factory songs, back
Yeah.
in the
and
How are they
she,
recorded?
Well, they're not. That's the thing.
on
How
our
did-
podcast.
She,
Funnily enough.
she just made them up. How does she know they're real?
Text.
It'd be
So she was an
They were
archiver.
weaved. Oh, right, okay.
She was an archiver in a library, and that's how it started. She discovered this whole, I was going to say like tapestry, like the Bay Tapestry or something of Manchester weaving.
Yeah.
But she discovered all these sonnets, these poems, these mons, and essentially just learnt them and started telling the stories at local meetings, groups, and now she's doing work in I want to say like Indonesia, who are also now going through their own sort of industrial revolution, and she's cross-referencing their songs with our songs and finding similarities. And
Wow.
so she's taking it like next, like boss level 100.
Yeah.
And doing all this cool stuff. But she was really fun. She was really good. Got a cracking voice on her. She sang the songs. I just really enjoyed that one. It was a bit random, really, but she was great.
How did you find out about it?
Yeah, that's the next
So I
question.
stalk people on Twitter.
So how do you stalk? How do you know to look up a ballad dress who's into old tapestry
I
songs?
didn't.
Did it not come from Sid? Because she'd met one of our older guests as well, Sid Calderbank.
Ah, he
Don't
says
think, I
what's
don't
happening
think he
now.
recommended it though. I think it was just following like the Lancashire hashtag,
Ah, right, okay.
looking who's
Yeah, I think it was
talking
the
about
trail
interesting
right.
stuff. It might well have been.
You would
But
think
Sid's
they
not
would
on
move
Twitter.
in the same circles, wouldn't you?
Well, they do. They have crossed paths quite a few times.
Yeah,
If,
like all
he's
folk
done poems
nights.
and she's sung, and but yeah, they were both really interesting.
I believe you. Are you getting the floaty guys on?
Oh, next Monday.
We're in
In
there
fact,
tomorrow.
we're on there tomorrow.
They've shouted as a
Afloat.
session. Yeah, float.
Nice.
Yeah, so
You've done it, haven't you?
Yeah, a couple of times.
What's it? What's correct?
You go in this room. It's like a big wet room, and there's a shower in one corner, and the pod is in the middle. And it's like the pod is near enough size of this room, so it's like a small family car. And you wash, strip off.
Remember to wash.
You have to wash first, and then you get in the pod, shut the lid, turn the lights off, and then you just
and then
You're away.
float.
You float.
They all float.
Was it? Was it you that touched the side with your foot and shit yourself?
Yeah, that's the thing. You
Who's in
gotta
here? Who's that?
Yeah, I kept drifting to one side. You've got to try and not.
Is that because of your
move.
left tit?
It's bigger than my right one.
Yeah. You never noticed?
I never noticed that. No.
Your Death Star's bigger than the other one.
I'm not picked my new Christmas jumper yet this year.
Oh.
Wondering.
Are you going to save it as a surprise for the Christmas do?
For the networking brunch.
Can do, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Right, that's another question anyway.
Have a big reveal.
Yeah.
How's what's his name? And his dog's called Coda.
Wayne.
Oh, Wayne.
Wayne. Yeah. How's he doing?
Mr. Loudpants.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's due home soon, isn't he?
Yeah.
I've been following him on Facebook, talking to him a bit.
He
But,
delivered a letter to the Queen
Yeah.
recently.
Or
I
a
think.
petition or something.
Yeah, some sort of petition. But he's been walking since when did we see him?
Well, we had plans. We had permission for Proclaimers, one of Proclaimers
Oh
songs.
yeah, yeah.
And
And
ever since we got
didn't-
permission, he's not been home. So that's gone to cock, hasn't it?
Was he doing a coastal walk?
He's still doing it. He's been doing it for 2 years or
Yeah,
something, hasn't he?
7,500 miles.
Litter
It's not
picking.
something. Yep,
Mm.
across the coast.
The entire coast of...
Well, I think
Great
he's
Britain.
just left London this week, so he's still on it.
Is he
It's
keep
a lot
coming?
of
Does
coast.
he keep coming home every so often?
Every now and again, yeah, but he'll only nip home for like a couple of days. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
How's he funding it?
he's got him and his sister have got a house that the dad left him
Right.
when he passed. So they're renting that out, and he gets something like 50 quid a week just to feed himself. That's it. But he's camping out, and people put him up everywhere he goes. There's crowds of people.
Really?
Yeah, people. He's got so much support. It's brilliant. What are you doing?
Just taking a photo. Is that not
Take a
etiquette?
selfie.
Is that not podcast etiquette?
not mid podcast. Keep it professional.
Sorry, dudes.
It's fine.
Come on, mate, just watch it on there and
I
screenshot
know,
it.
yeah. You have to see yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds looking unprofessional.
You can't put it
Look
on.
at them. Taking
Look at him.
Taking a picture.
So
You know
that's...
the- Go on, sorry, go on. Go on.
I was just going to say, so that's how you... That's the issue we have, isn't it? Being asked to do the research, I think, and get guests. Well, I say us, me and Ben.
Yeah.
Phil does everything. Ben brings his laptop and does that. I don't do anything.
It's not the biggest ball ache if you're podcasting, organising the guests and when were you going to meet and the logistics. And
Absolutely. And then when you say, "Oh,
Well, I
you
used to
know,
do a
gotta
lot
come
of
to
that. but
studio."
I've kind of taken a back seat. Not taken a back seat. I've just been busy, but Mike's jumped on that, and you're doing all that as well, aren't you, at the minute?
Yeah, but what do you do?
I don't do anything at the minute.
It's the
charm.
talent, as Matt says, I'm the talent.
Yeah.
I'm the ideas, man.
You are actually. You are the marketing type who just comes up with innovative ideas, and then your minions just do it for you.
No, you so.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, it's fit, like you say. Sometimes we do quite a few, and then there might be a month gap. It really does. We're not as consistent as we'd like to be, but bottom line, we've done a year, 25 episodes.
That's good going, isn't it?
So we,
It's one a fortnight. on
Exactly.
average.
And you're doing it properly.
Well, and we've just moved podcast hosting place as well, which I need to sort. So we've gone for Podbean, because I don't know what do you use to.
Everything.
No, but you
I don't know.
We're just hitting it hard wherever we can.
Where are you moving to?
podcast.co,
Right, I've
which
not
is a
heard of that.
Manchester
which is a
company.
Manchester-based
Oh,
company.
right.
And we got a top
Keeping it local
deal.
and that.
Got a top deal from AppSumo. So
Who's he?
So AppSumo, if you're in the
Big guy.
know, is it's a website that do like special offers. They work with companies that come and like create discounts and things like that. But you sign up for the newsletter and then you get information through it. But it's well worth signing up for.
Like a
because-
voucher coding.
Yeah, like
site.
that. But you have to be a member, but then you'll get monthly offers, and they may just ping me the note and said, "Oh, are you still with Podbean?" Because there's a podcasting hosting service that's come up on AppSumo, and it was $79 for life. Whereas if you carry on using Podbean, I think it's like 85 quid
Got
a year.
innit?
Right, so you're going to make it back in a
well,
year.
we're thinking long term, mate. Long
Did you-
term life.
Did
Life
you not
podcast.
did you look into self-hosting?
No.
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 No, I'm just...
What have we done? We have a website, don't we?
There's a royal. is this the royal we?
Yeah. You bought a website for $5 or something, didn't you?
$5.
And that's what we do, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did you self-host?
Yeah.
No.
No.
No,
We don't
but
do
I'm
that.
looking into it. I'm looking into it.
Because you need some sort of podcasting hosting service to distribute everything, don't you? Or is that just through RSS feed?
Yeah,
Right.
all you need is a server that feeds the RSS feed out. You just need a
Fair
computer
enough.
on all the time.
Raspberry Pi.
With a lot of memory, I think. Would you need a
A
lot of
massive
memory?
pie.
1,200 Raspberry Pis.
Linked together? We could do that, yeah.
Yeah.
You've got space in the garage next
Save it
door.
on, yeah.
Warm your hands off it as you walk in. There's fucking Raspberry Pis melting in corner. Raspberry Pis melting. Steaming Raspberry Pis.
On the window.
Good enough to eat.
It's a good job we gave everybody a tutorial about how to bypass the meter last week, wasn't it?
Don't talk about that.
Yeah.
People used to do it all the time.
What's it? I missed this one. I'm about 2 podcasts behind on yours. I never get a
Bypassing your
chance.
lecky meter.
All right.
People used to do that all the time.
What
I
was it?
did- I
Horseshoe?
just did not know that was possible.
I know someone who's done it before with an horseshoe. Horseshoe?
Is he alive?
You're meant to do it with like a cooker wire or something, aren't you? But he did it
No
with-
comment.
He
No
did it
comment.
with a really shit wire, and then his missus went in shower, turned shower on, fucking electric meter set on fire.
Jesus.
People used to use magnets on the old rotary meters.
Yeah,
You
they-
sort of stick a magnet
yeah.
on the side of it and it
Just slowed it down.
pull
there.
the dial. Just
Mm.
pull the dial. It wouldn't be able to move.
On
Just had to
the-
get the exact right size magnet.
So it
Otherwise,
moves
it
just
start
enough.
going backwards.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Well,
started going backwards. And
On
there's
gas
sort
meters as well in 70s and 80s, you could take the thing, cut your gas off, take the hose off, and put a hoover on it and bring it backwards. So my dad tells me. So somebody told me.
There's a famous story, isn't it, about Kenny Dalglish, whether it's true or not. And he got done, didn't he, for having his gas meter, tampering with his gas meter, allegedly. I think that might be a made-up story. Though.
Way to not live up to the jock stereotype of being tight.
Exactly, yeah. So I think it might be made up.
I wonder what Kenny Dalglish were in a week in his prime at Liverpool as a player.
A few thousand, I would say.
2000.
A few thousand, maybe.
Do you reckon?
Early
What's
80s.
yeah, early 80s. It's not crazy like it is now, is it?
No.
That's what I mean. It's gone exponential, hasn't it?
But you could buy a terraced house for 500 quid in the 80s, couldn't you? So, You know,
My dad bought one for
comparative.
£1,000, a 3-bedroom terrace for £1,000 in 1980.
1880. Fucking vampire.
That's why he had loads of horseshoes lying around.
I was going to say something really profound then, and it's gone. Anyway,
First time for everything.
I know, yeah, I know.
So what they call these things? Like skits? You know, when you press like samples or
these?
whatever. Yeah,
Pads.
yeah. No, I mean the
actual clip.
yeah
thing.
the clips. What would you call them? Like
Idents or
skits.
something.
They're just
Clips.
clips, yeah.
Snippets.
Things like
I
clips.
don't know.
The one
Anyway,
true
these
God is what's between a woman's legs.
Oh, it's a personal favourite.
Clippings.
What you need to do with the dessert spoon is put it in a bowl of warm water. As
See,
well
I
before you
reckon
shove it up your arse.
off this one. If you go back to episode 100 at 1 hour and 52 minutes,
Uh-huh.
He's your ultimate fan.
there's a sound effect that'll go exactly with that.
With the dessert spoon.
Yep.
1 hour
Fuck's
52.
Episode 100.
Episode 100. I'm making a mental note.
What minute?
1
1
minute.
hour 52.
Yeah, I've got it. Right, don't ruin the surprise. I'll have to look at that.
No worries.
So how much fun have you had sort of going through stuff and assigning snippets to pads?
I found there was a YouTube video and it was something like the best Game of Thrones one-liners, series 1 to 8. And I just played that and just thought, oh, I could just take all of these.
And you did.
I didn't. Not all of them.
Yeah.
But
I don't even know what bank they're on. I think it's this one. No, it's
Nope.
not that bank. It must be this bank. The thing is, you can't. Well, I think you can change their names.
That was
I'm
Luke,
guessing you could.
that was Luke Skywalker, wasn't it?
The
Yeah.
dwarf, the cripple, and the mother of madness.
These are my Game of Thrones ones.
Excellent.
I drink and I know things.
Those are your last words. Fuck you. Your shit are dying, you know that.
I drink.
The best way to forge a lasting alliance isn't by peeling a man's skin off.
That's my favourite.
Skinner.
Skin off.
No.
Bruce Bolton.
Oh yeah.
Did you watch Game? You did, didn't you? You didn't watch it, did you, Gav?
I got to 3.5 seasons and I stopped.
That's where the tits started
Deteriorating.
Yeah.
Do you know it might be?
Was that a reaction to the Me Too movement? Do you think?
No, that was Me Too's after that.
Yeah,
way
after that.
You think?
Mm.
Or maybe
Because
the
they'd already filmed it
Mhm.
previous, hadn't they? So it's probably
Ah,
about
they
12 months out.
could have edited it out though. Could have
Could've
just edited it out.
She's Daenerys has been on a podcast actually, saying that she thinks it would be very different now. She filmed the first sort of couple of seasons. Wouldn't be as much tits and nudity from her part. Because she was very young when she did that. I think she's like early 20s.
Right?
But
Is
basically,
that very young?
oh, it's quite young, isn't it? For a person.
I don't know. For stripping off.
Well, not necessarily for stripping off. You're comfortable with it, but
I think her
she
character was younger as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
That's right.
She
when
was
she
a
was
teenager.
on, yeah,
Yeah.
when she was on the run, she was like
Yeah.
14 or something, wasn't
Yeah.
she?
In the actual book.
Yeah, I think so.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Right. Okay.
and it was her older brother, weren't it, who got the crown of gold.
Viserys.
Do you remember that scene where
He puts it on him.
Drogo,
Yeah.
Carl Drogo.
Carl Drogo,
Yeah.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
No, his
Carl.
name wasn't Carl.
No,
was
not
it?
Carl. Carl. With a KH.
KHS.
Carl.
King.
Drogo.
that's something they used to do. That pouring the molten gold on your head.
It wouldn't be gold, would it? They'd do lead or something.
Yeah, and down your mouth
Yeah.
as a means of
It's
execution.
like, whoa.
Mm.
Fucking savage.
Yeah, it's not a nice, not a nice
Yeah,
way
well,
to go.
Trying to think, you'd probably suffocate dying that way. It wouldn't be like an
Is that the
instant.
first thing
it
you
wouldn't
go
be
to?
Fairly instant. It wouldn't be like instant bleeding out or anything. All wounds would be cauterized on the way down.
Oh, that's good.
It'd be pretty slow, horrible,
So you wouldn't-
horrible,
you
nasty
wouldn't-
way to go.
So you wouldn't bleed to death at least.
No, there's a positive to everything.
Mm.
I'm guessing it'd be like you're holding your mouth open and then someone coming with a lightsaber and then turning it on.
Would you not
Yeah.
like cook your brain or something?
Not if it went down your throat. If it went on top of your head, yeah, it'd probably. Although, I reckon it'd take a while to get through your
I
skull.
was going to say your skull would insulate
Yeah.
quite well.
Someone needs to figure that
Nasty
out.
Shit.
I had a weird dream last night.
Oh, here we go.
I was unwell yesterday. I slept most of the day.
What was wrong with you?
Lucky.
I just started feeling unwell.
That's when you have weird dreams, isn't it? You go into like deep,
Mm.
weird.
Well, I went to bed and I put pajamas on.
Oh no! Must have been ill.
Never do. And then I had to take them off within 20 minutes because I was that hot. I was burning up. And then I was cold. And then I was burning up. And I had the dream that I was at the crucifixion.
Wow.
Is that not because you were being put in bed?
Well, I'd just finished a book. I've read the Testament
The
of
Bible.
No, it's
How does it end?
the Testament of Mary. It's called, and it's as if someone found,
It's
like we
some
have the Testament of Mark,
Gnostic.
Luke, as if we found the Testament of Mary, and are going through the crucifix. So I just finished that. So obviously that was fresh in my head. And then I had the dream that I was fucking stood there on hill watching it all. Fucking wild.
That is really wild.
Fucking brutal though. It was fucking brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, nail through the joint of your wrist and your
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then your ankles either side at the bottom.
yeah. Then
Like
break
a
your
bolt.
legs.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Plus he had the crown of thorns as well.
Mm.
I
And
mean,
then
fuck me.
stabbed.
You
That
drown.
was, that
don't
was
you?
mercy. That
When you're crucified, you drown, all your lungs just fill with
Mm.
fluid slowly. That's you.
Is that the way that
That's the way you
finally
go,
finishes you?
apparently.
it's
Yeah.
a really slow. The Romans crucified. I think it was every 100 yards down the Appian Way. Christians,
Mm.
both sides of the road, the main road going to Rome. Every 100 yards. There's another one. But brutal way to go.
Mm.
Things
Yeah.
like fuck then, did they?
No.
Ruthless.
It's wild, isn't it? How we're still capable of that. I mean, we're still the same people.
How long ago were people hung, drawn, and quartered? 'Cause that's not a few hundred years, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
16, 1700,
Yeah, it's not.
probably.
It's not 1,000 years ago.
No. No, Ben.
Facts.
Mm.
We've been through, haven't we? What we did. Well, I found what I thought was probably the worst form of execution:
The
Boats.
the boats.
The bolts or boats?
The boats. Remember the
Yeah.
boats episode? We've been that far back.
Oh, that's an early episode. I
That
think
was
we
very
talked-
early,
We talked about it.
Yeah.
There was the doors as well.
That's what that was. Gunpowder plot.
Was it?
Oh, that was on the when you put the metal door on them.
The front door.
Yeah.
Yeah, they used to lie you down, strap me down, then
With
put
your
your front door on
One
you,
front door on you.
and then just gradually add weight,
Yeah.
kill you that
And
way
the mercy killing was you put a stone under your neck.
to break your neck sooner.
So if you bribed the executioner,
Yeah.
Oh, but just stones,
Sorry.
just bricks. They just put bricks.
Just
on.
weight.
Just
yeah,
weight.
whatever,
Weights,
yeah. Your children.
But that wasn't that wasn't the boats. Is they got a boat. Then they strap
Put it down your throat.
they strap your arms and legs across, so your head is outside the boat, and your hands and your feet are outside the boat. Then they get a second boat and put that on top of you. Then they get honey and smear it all over your face and your hands and your feet and point you at the sun. And dust flies come and bugs. And then you're in the boat. They're force feeding you honey constantly. Honey and milk and cream.
Ooh, yeah.
So you piss and shit. And you start filling the boat with piss and shit. And how long did it take Mithridates to die? Was it 17 days?
It was, yeah.
What are you into?
It's
Ancient history.
Ancient history. It was Persians. Persians either.
Who has the time to think of ways like that? The 17
How?
days to kill you with 2 boats, honey, cream, ants.
What we need here is some cream.
It took him 17 days to die, and when they take the top boat off, it's just fucking maggots and worms and shit. You're eating alive from the inside.
Mm.
Okay, that's not nice.
Gross.
Yeah, it's cool though. Wasn't it from Herodotus? I think it was in.
Like you're pointing at me like I read the book.
I'm pretty sure that was in Herodotus.
Don't know.
He was like the first journalist.
No, yeah, it was. I remember the conversation now. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We'll get onto Carthage soon.
So if you're going to be, if you're from medieval days or even ancient times, it would be pretty cool if you were like the dude in charge of torturing.
It would be cool.
Well, it would be interesting.
The ideas guy.
Yeah, exactly. So you'd be ace in ancient times, but just coming up with crazy ideas
Well,
to
even
kill people.
In World War II, Japanese prisoner of war camps, they used to peg you out in the sun and they'd plant bamboo underneath you because it's such a fast-growing, spiky plant.
Oh,
It'd just grow through your back, and then like couple of weeks, and you're skewered. They also used to trim little rings of bamboo and put them round the scrotum of the prisoners, soak them in water so they were pliable, put them round, and then leave them to dry in the sun, and they get gradually tighter and tighter and tighter until you're
Were any
you explode.
any pandas involved?
No kung fu pandas. No, it's a shame.
They even get subbed.
But that was only 70 years ago, 80 years ago.
Yeah.
Well,
It would happen. That's the thing. Is when you lose. Basically, it's that groupthink. That's what it's called. It's part of it.
Dehumanising people,
Yeah.
isn't it?
There's
You've got to
atrocities still happening
dehumanise
today.
someone.
When I went to Scotland about 6 years ago,
Oh,
and we went to
It's
a
still
prison.
where are we
then.
going?
I went to this prison, and there were loads of like information on walls and that. And in 1911, in this certain place in Scotland, I can't remember what it were. If you didn't go to church on a Sunday, they'd come out and they'd find you, and then they'd put you in stocks on the church grounds. And your punishment, you'd have to stay there for all the Sunday, and it were punishment by humiliation just for not going to church.
It's probably worth it.
I prefer that to the boats.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
That's
So-
100 years. They had stocks 100 years ago.
1911, I think it were.
Unbelievable, isn't it? Fucking hell.
Which church was it? Do you remember? It's a Catholic
They're all
church.
saying to me.
It'd be interesting though. Which one was wielding the stocks is like that kind of humiliation to make you force you to go to church and stuff.
What's the modern equivalent of
Facebook. It is, isn't it?
public humiliation?
Facebook. You say something, you can get proper done on Facebook, can't you?
But
If you put yourself out there.
Facebook is
Not unless
voluntary
you
though,
not
isn't
unless you telling political lies, and then you're fine.
Yeah, I suppose. But I think there's a lot of fake stuff on Facebook when people are sort of like in like anguish or whatever, and people are putting like, oh, sorry, babe, things like that on. And you're thinking, are you actually sorry? Or are you just like...
Yeah, there's a lot of fake people out there. Isn't
There's
there?
a term for that. It's called virtue signalling.
Yes.
Or bullshitters.
Yeah. I didn't see a lot of that when not one of the reasons. Well, one of the reasons I got rid of Facebook was because of, it was just a lot of stuff people complaining on there. That's the thing.
That's it.
It just gets draining.
I found that I hadn't posted anything in like 2 years.
Neither have
thought,
I.
why
That's the
am
other
I?
thing.
Why am I even here?
Just spying on people. Because it's addictive.
Voyeurism at its best.
Yes.
Unless I don't really take much notice in what people are saying. Unless they're having a massive argument, then I'm on every comment. like.
Exactly, that's the thing, isn't it?
But I'm just on it for comedy facts, comedy value. It's just
Sharing memes.
You are the
Yeah.
provoker.
I am.
Right.
Post things and then just turn comments off. Just let people have an argument. And
What sort of subjects are you provoking
I
at?
said I wasn't going to get into this, but
Let's do it, Gav. We can use
No, I
it as a
don't really
therapy
want to.
session.
I just wind people up about politics and then just walk away type thing. But
So do you actually believe in the thing that you're putting on?
No,
or
I
you
don't. None of it. None of it.
You're just putting it on.
yeah,
Wow.
what I've
Have you heard of Schadenfreude?
yeah.
Shameful joy.
Yeah, they were Eurovision Swedish entry 2015.
Yeah.
Schadenfreude.
Enjoyment out of other people's...
Taking joy
Pain.
out of other people's pain. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's only a laugh, though, isn't it? People take
Yes,
Stop
for you.
taking it
That's the
serious.
point, Gav.
But do you know what? I'll post stuff about Tories, and none of Tories bite at it. So you post stuff about Labour and Corbyn and that, and they're
Corbyn
like,
Easters.
okay, they're on it, and you're like, whoa. And so you post more, and but then you just get
And
labelled.
then,
I get labelled as a right wing footwit, and I'm not at all. I'm not.
You're just a mem fuckwit.
You're just
a
hooking
meme
him.
footwit, just a meme addict.
It's the truth in that people on the right are less likely to bite whereas people towards the left have a tendency to.
Tories are left likely to bite, what I've found, but Tommy Robinson fans, Jesus Christ, they're crazy.
They'll not just
Yeah.
bite, they'll headbutt,
Yeah.
they'll scratch,
Fucking hell, I
stab.
wouldn't wind them up.
But this is the problem. The Tories are probably more centrist in their views than Corbyn is, isn't he? He's more to the left.
Does it not just mean that extreme left wing is closer to
Yeah.
the centre than extreme right wing?
No.
You've got more of a
No. And what I'm saying is Corbyn.
Yeah.
Corbyn is more extreme left wing, isn't
Yeah.
he? We've got every night
He
John
is-
McDonald saying he's a Marxist. somewhere.
Corbyn's got some proper followers.
absolutely, yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Momentum and all that weirdness.
his whole
No,
No,
that's
it's not
Game
that.
of Thrones still.
It is a good one, that, though.
Mm.
How many banks can you have?
There you go.
Huh.
John McDonald.
That's it.
Yeah, well, Marxist. John McDonald saying he's a Marxist.
Well, they have veered quite hard to the left from New Labour, haven't they?
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely far more socialist than they were.
Yeah, New Labour
20
were
years
quite
ago.
Tory, weren't they?
Yeah. Yeah. They were really, weren't they? Kind of.
But with a lot of public spending,
And
though.
spending, yeah, they spent a lot, didn't they, to
Spent
go
a
with
lot.
Mm.
Yeah.
Sewer starts,
it?
which I worked on
Yeah.
shortly after.
Yeah. All been shut down.
Spent a lot on the NHS.
PFIs.
Oh.
Yeah. The pre-FI.
It's a minefield.
Yeah. Private equity into the health service to buy new hospitals, but they got shafted on the deal, didn't they? Afterwards, they ended up paying.
Ended up selling them all the land to private companies and all the work that needs doing, what private companies are doing, and charging triple the price. And
Because it's all done on the never, never. It's the price fucking goes up exponentially, doesn't it?
Mm.
Same with student fees.
Yep.
Mhm.
They bring in you get this loan till you earn over 23,000 or whatever, and it's essentially a student tax.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the prices start going up for a term at university because they know the money's there. You can put the prices up.
It's called capitalism.
Yeah, but it's socially funded, isn't it?
I know. But you can't have the two anyway. You can't.
Not mutually exclusive.
Exactly.
The big trope is that Boris is going to sell the NHS.
It's just because it's discussable on the trade deal with America, isn't it? Basically, the health service.
it's been discussed, and it's just one of the things that's been
Yeah.
discussed.
Because everything will be discussed now if we leave the EU. Literally everything's on the table, isn't it, basically?
Yeah.
As a starting point.
It's where you have to trust the government of the day to
Yeah.
take things off the table.
But that fundamentally is the issue. Do you trust any government?
No.
Genuinely, do you trust any politician? Do you trust any government that's in power or outside of power to actually deliver on what they say they're going to do? Because it's very, very rare that they do.
Basically, the thing is it's all run. This is the problem, isn't it? By a capitalist kind of country or economy is run by business. So, like America, it's all about sort of how much equity, or not equity, sorry, all the kind of people are influencing the government and things and talks.
Lobbyists.
Yeah, and the same here, isn't it? There's lobbyist groups here.
I don't think it's as bad. I think America's worse because the whole thing is fundamentally driven. No, it's driven by, and I know it happens here, but I think it's more in America, whereby it's all done through donations, either private donations. And I know it happens here, but in America certainly, their election campaigns are driven by how much money they can raise
It's
through
normally the one
fundraisers
that who has the biggest
absolutely
amount of money,
yeah,
doesn't it?
who can
wins.
pay for the most ads or
Mm.
who can do the most rallies, the most bloody leaflets through doors, whatever. It's all about money over there, which obviously then opens itself up to corruption and naughtiness.
Mm-hmm.
I think Trump broke the mold on that
Yeah,
one.
he had less, didn't he? That was
He
the thing.
spent less than Hillary, but he weaponized social media.
Fake news.
Why would I pay to get exposure on your... I can just put a tweet out and say something a bit daft, and I'll instantly get a load of coverage.
Or get the Russians to help.
Yeah.
Hasn't that been thrown out?
No.
It
No,
came
it's
back,
been
didn't it?
proven,
No,
hasn't
it's been proven without doubt that he unknowingly or knowingly was party to conversations with people that had ties with Russia.
Right.
It's his
There's
son,
been
wasn't
Russians
it?
indicted. There've been Russians indicted to do with it. There's plenty of evidence. What there's nothing is something that actually ties him doing it. Like
I'll have to
you know,
look
this
into
whole
this.
this whole thing with impeachment and the bribing the Ukraine, extorting the Ukraine president with a meeting with the White House, or you know, withholding the javelins, the military aid. You know, there's nothing that says Trump, I bribe you, but there's plenty of evidence from aides and variety of different people that is an absolute strong case to say that that's exactly what he's done, and people do know about it. They've just not been able to testify.
He was withholding
Military aid.
military weapons.
No, it was military aid, and there was a deal for javelins. I mean, Twitter for all social media, how much you love it or hate it. You know, I have got a bit of a Trump addiction, sadly.
Do you follow him on Twitter?
I don't follow him, but I follow
People
the hashtags.
Right,
I just because my sister's over in America as well, so I've got a bit of a vested interest. But this whole Trump presidency and the experiments, and I know they did it with Reagan, who wasn't a politician, but Trump is an out-and-out businessman. You know, has got records of being able to bankrupt casinos. You know,
It's bizarre, isn't it? His
it's
business
crazy.
record.
It's
Yeah.
absolutely crazy, and the stuff that's happening in America now, and the way in which, you know, he's still doing his rallies, the divisiveness, the rhetoric that he uses, the fact that he's had a white nationalist running immigration policy, the fact that he's got he is challenging absolutely everything to do with the American Constitution and the Republic, and he's doesn't give a shit. Because at the moment he's not getting held to account.
This is what I don't get about him, whether he does these things because that's just how he does things in business. You know, like this kind of negotiating with this. It was
The trade wars.
president of Ukraine, wasn't it? This thing that he's been indicted for, he's impeached for, whatever.
The comedian.
Is he a comedian? Is it that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The president.
Zelensky.
Not the boxer. Is he the mayor or something?
Klitschko.
Yeah. Or did he just run? But anyway, but I can't figure out whether he's just doesn't know what he's doing, doesn't know what like the etiquette is in like international whatever. Or he's just like bumbling his way through it essentially.
I mean, there's a mix of it.
Yeah.
There's definitely a mix, but I think there's an absolute acknowledgement on his part that what he is doing is running the presidency like his business is, which is if there's shortcuts and loopholes and different ways of doing it, he will do it.
I think
and
that,
he won't be held to account for it.
that was part of his campaign.
Yeah, exactly. That's
when he was
the
running
issue,
for
isn't it?
office. I'm going to run this like a business.
But you run a business, you do it above the law, or you should do.
Yeah.
You know, you shouldn't really be breaking the law to be able to.
Well, that's the other thing, isn't it? Do you remember about in the mid-90s, he filed for bankruptcy, and he all the way through refused. It's traditional, isn't it, that anyone running for president files the makes the
releases
tax
the tax
returns.
returns, yeah.
And he refused to do it. It wasn't law; it's just kind of a thing that he agreed to do, and he refused to do it. But when people looked into it, it's because in 1995 or mid-90s. He's basically made bankrupt, and he's got losses of like so many millions, hundreds of millions, and he's never paid any tax since then because of his bankruptcy, essentially.
But he's not just withholding his tax returns; he's now fighting tooth and nail to keep his tax returns from being.
Is it really?
So it's actually gone to Supreme Court now.
Right. Okay.
So not Supreme Court, the federal court in New York has said no, Congress should absolutely get his tax returns.
Right. Okay.
So he's now taking it to the Supreme Court
Yeah.
to deny access to the returns.
And he's just put a judge in, hasn't he, to put it?
Well, that's it. He's a record breaker, and the biggest record that he's proud of is he's put 160 plus judges in federal courts, which is fundamentally changing.
Yeah. They're all right.
The judiciary system in America for generations puts in conservative right-wing judges who are anti-abortion. I mean, that's obviously the main one. I think the pro-lifers trying to get that in there.
There'll be more
Death
pro-gun.
penalty.
Pro-gun, absolutely. I mean, the NRA is practically running the government, and it's also things about women's rights, not just about an abortion, but also about contraception as well, and just there's so many things that are just taking the country backwards in some people's views.
Despite all this, do you not think he's going to get re-elected?
I think he will.
I do.
Yeah.
So
Because he's kind of doing what he said he would do. You don't think?
Is he though?
Be a shit.
Is he? Is he? He said he was going to build a
That's
wall.
That's the only thing that came to my mind.
more
is
of
the
a
wall's not
fence.
there. The wall's not there
The wall's not there.
yet.
He's still not done the deal with China. The agricultural community in America is absolutely in its arse. You've got farmer suicide rates gone up X amount. You've got people filing for bankruptcy. You know, the bailouts. So this is American socialism. Every time he goes, hey, we're paying the farmers with Chinese tariff money. Well, the tariff money is coming from the American people. It's not coming from China, and is essentially, you know, the Conservatives are absolutely against socialism, but what they're demonstrating in America at the moment is every time they give a bailout to the farmers, that is socialism. So yeah, I could. Yeah,
it's amazing.
Give me knickers in a twist over this shit because there's so many bad things happening.
How he sold that tariff on China. You know, he sold it as a great thing. We were going to put 20% tariffs, and they didn't. You know, it's like they don't realise that a tariff is something you pay on something that's incoming. You pay that.
Yeah,
you pay that tariff.
Businesses and individuals who pay that tariff, not China.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like we're going to get Mexico to build that wall. But he sort of says it with enough conviction, people fucking believe it.
So that is the problem of the world we live in now. And it's going back to Goebbels, you know, from the bloody Nazis. If you tell a lie for long enough, people will believe it. And we had this conversation in the car. Not that you are
a Nazi.
But my point, and something, you know, we tend to agree with. If you share shit on Facebook, fake news, whatever, you are contributing to that fake news, even though it's bullshit and we know it is. There will be people out there who will believe it because they'll see it enough times, and it's you know, you're reprogramming. It's all that shit with Cambridge Analytica, and you know, just filling people's Facebook feeds with stuff that they are sort of on the fence with. But if you tell it, you know, and that's what I think Trump is fantastic at. He will stick to a line and he will tell it, and you know, whether it's the no collusion. You know, so he preempted the Mueller report with this no collusion. They weren't trying to prove collusion. Collusion's not even a thing. But if you hear the things that he's saying now around, you know, the witch hunt, the hoax, he will use key phrases and they will say it over and over and over and over and over again. It's like any politician or government when they're trying to do something will do that.
Like Strong and Stable.
There you go. Yeah, I'm sure we can all think of examples.
We can wobble it.
Get Brexit
That was a bad one, wasn't it?
Get Brexit done.
Long and
lid.
hard.
Dead in a ditch.
Thing is, you can't trust what's on the mainstream TV news anymore. Do you remember that a couple of weeks ago? The when it was when the US pulled out Syria, the north of Syria, and some footage was on ABC News of you know, the war in Syria and all these fucking explosions and stuff. And they found it was a home video taken at a live
firing range,
a barbecue in Texas. It's all fire. It's like, it was unbelievable. They just ripped this thing and said, this is what's happening in Syria. And it was like a mainstream news network. It's like, what can you trust anymore?
Well, BBC have been in trouble for cutting the laughter out of the debate. The debate with Boris Johnson and the other fella.
Corbyn.
I didn't see it, but the leaders' debate they had, there was a lot of laughter when Boris was saying these stuff, and they've cut it out.
And Corbyn as well for balance.
Oh, was it both?
I think both, yeah.
Okay, so they basically doctored the footage essentially, which is, it all becomes.
But it's the same. But it's the same over again in the States. I mean, the BBC. You know, who are they? Are they right wing? Are they left wing? They're meant to be impartial and balanced, but actually, who runs the network? And it's the same as Fox and Friends. It's the same as, you know, so many networks, Sky, Murdoch. You know, and all the newspapers. They are owned by a very small number of people that are essentially influencing the world as to the types of information we get and how things are framed.
It's the M5M, main five media companies.
Well, then you get into your conspiracy theories again as to who are the puppeteers, who are...
Isn't the five like Viacom? I think is one. There's like 5 companies that own all the others, you know, Disney,
AT&T.
Yeah, well, Disney own ABC, is it? A, B, and C?
Disney
Because there was a thing with Epstein. But that was it. It was the anchor from ABC, a female lady, a girl. No, but she was the main anchor, and she was caught off camera, basically saying, "Absolutely, Epstein was murdered." We had this 2-3 years ago, or even longer than that, 4 years ago. We had all the evidence, and we went to the bosses, and we laid it all out for them, and the story was buried. It was completely buried, and that was like 4 years ago. So imagine how many things have happened since then. But she was like, absolutely, categorically, he'd been murdered. And ABC, the company, is done by is owned by Disney. So they're all, how far do you want to go as to, who's involved with what?
You have to go down the conspiracy rabbit hole.
Mm.
I've not been down a good one for a while.
It's a dangerous thing as well, isn't it?
They're fun though, aren't they?
Is it?
Well, yeah.
Do you want that level of paranoia in your life?
I won't call it paranoia. It's just we like to know how things work, don't we, human beings? Figure things out. And if you think you can find a secret way that people don't know about how the world is run, I don't know. I think that's maybe the high that they get from conspiracy theories. It's like this untapped, this forbidden knowledge.
Yeah.
I figured this out. Or, me and my network.
Yeah, it's not what you can prove that's interesting. It's what you can't prove, what you don't understand yet. That's the way I feel about things. Yeah.
It's a
Science and
mystery, isn't it?
Or is it the hope? It's the hope that actually the line that you fed and you perhaps disagree with, or you've got a little bit of an inkling that it's not something don't sit right. That it could be something, that would crack it open and change the world.
Yeah.
Whether it's aliens or whether it's when we did the another episode, going back to your first question.
Oh yeah, that question.
That
yeah.
question. We had George from the Woods Co-op.
Oh yeah.
And he was talking. We called it CBD enters the mainstream.
Okay.
So there was.
Oh, we called it medicinal cannabis, and then it wouldn't. Facebook.
Oh
wouldn't
yeah,
let
that's
us put
right.
it on.
Facebook wouldn't let us call it because Facebook's evil.
Medicinal cannabis is not Facebook approved.
No,
No, George can't even advertise or
No, no,
promote on
fact, you know,
Facebook because it's got CBD in the title.
he used to have a card machine, so people
Even though
could
it's legal.
pay, and because I think he's had a few different ones now, and because the companies that own the card machines have looked into what he does, and now he sells CBD, they won't let him have it. So he can't take card payments now.
That's
Because
nonsense, isn't it?
Because it's hemp.
It's legal though. It is a legal product. They sell it in Holland and Barrett's.
And that's what I mean.
Yeah.
They did a similar thing in the US to when states legalized marijuana, where they could only take cash payments.
Yeah.
And when it was booming,
That's
like
going to
3-4
stop money
years ago,
laundering, isn't it?
Mhm.
well, they had all these bags full of cash they couldn't get rid of, and then it was a security thing. They'd just get tapped, they'd get done over as soon as they left the dispensaries, they call them, don't they?
Yeah, dispensary.
Yeah.
So when I went to Seattle, but they wouldn't let me in because I didn't have my passport.
Really?
Yeah, they're absolutely on top with making sure that if
ID.
you're not a national, then you've got to have your passport. No passport, no getting.
Right.
Really?
I think it must be quite tightly monitored, mustn't it? They'd be scared to lose their licenses and whatnot, won't they?
Mm.
You would think. 'Cause it's quite a new thing, isn't it? So it'll be
That's
monitored.
a massive cash cow.
Mm.
Well, is it about half the states now? It's
No,
legal.
it's not that.
Is it not that
much.
many?
No, it's more liberal on the west than it is on the east.
Right.
But when we were driving down the east coast earlier this year, you could see massive billboards talking about the bill that was passed for medicinal marijuana and recreational cannabis, and they were talking about it generating billions for the state, and that's how they're looking at it.
That's the thing,
it's
isn't it? It's
generating
cash,
billions
isn't
of
it?
dollars.
Well, it's cash that's been spent anyway,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
so you might as well tax it rather than just having it on the black market.
Mm-hmm.
And it
Prohibition.
improves quality, and the stuff that really struck me was the edibles over there, and just the
Struck me too when you brought it back.
But the conspiracy theory I was talking about, it wasn't George's, it was Dave. When Dave came on and talked about his mum, who'd got lung cancer and was treating it with
Medicinal cannabis.
yeah.
That were full strength THC, though, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah. But he went to Tijuana in Mexico and basically said no to Western medicine, and took his mum and his uncle, who sadly both got cancer at the same time. But he was quite into this conspiracy theory around why cannabis had been basically made illegal, and it was because I think is it the Rothschild
William Randolph Hearst.
and that cookie crew couldn't replicate the natural properties of cannabis, so it was banned. It was
They couldn't patent it, so they
That was it.
had no control over it.
and it was a natural herb and remedy that was making people
Well,
better.
William Randolph Hearst was a newspaper mogul like Murdoch.
Was it not
is.
to do with paper?
He owned paper mills,
Yeah.
and shortly before, a machine called the decorticator, I think, was invented, and it was a way it invented a way of processing hemp that would revolutionize it. And so that's the conspiracy theory that William Randolph Hearst and his buddies started the what's the scare, the marijuana scare?
Reefer madness.
Reefer madness.
Reefer rage, yeah.
Yeah, they print cartoons of like Mexicans raping white women.
Yeah,
because it was seen as a Mexican thing. Marijuana's a name for like a Mexican, just an average plant, I think.
Right.
It was used by the newspapers. Marijuana, the name.
So it was basically outlawed because hemp could get rid of paper.
Yeah.
In
Yes.
essence.
And he owned paper mills.
Right. Okay.
And newspapers.
Yeah, because Dave was talking about if you go into, doctors can get struck off for, even suggesting you do any sort of holistic medicine. I mean, he was going to the point that hospitals are bonatized, are incentivized for recommended chemotherapy and radiotherapy.
Yeah, there's the only people that can say that you need chemotherapy, they get like a bonus. That's what they were saying.
Now, whether that's true or not, I'm not spreading fake news here, but this is what he genuinely believed.
It sounds a bit like fake news.
Yeah. But the whole point was that they will not support, recommending any sort of those treatments for cancer specifically. But then if you look at the things now that they're dealing with epilepsy, motor neuron disease, multiple sclerosis, you can get cannabis-based medicines on the NHS now.
Just about.
Just about.
Well, it's been legal since 1st of November last year, but they only brought them out. They've only started prescribing them, or apparently prescribing them this November.
They kind of forgot about it for 6 months.
Yeah.
There's a fucking Brexit and all the rest of it.
Let the
Sucked
heat
the
die
wind
down.
out of everything. Everything's been put on the back burner.
But that was the other thing. It's still expensive, isn't it? The also medicinal cannabis in terms of prescriptions. I think it was like I was listening to something on the radio and it was saying it's like thousands a month.
It's Ativex.
They've obviously got the wrong dealer.
But it was she was having it through like a vaporizer. This woman, I can't remember what it was for. It might have been for pain relief. I don't know. And she was smoking it through a vaporizer. She was getting like little pods from France or something. Yeah, but it was like I think maybe like £10,000 a month.
And all she needed was a bong.
Well, yeah, and her own vaporizer basically.
There's no reason for it to be illegal now, is there?
No.
No. It should all be legalised. You ever watched the film Cake? The layer cake.
The layer.
He's just got a cake in front of him.
The cake, that's what it is. But in that, he has a dream in it, and he talks about...
Was it the crucifixion?
No, the crucifixion on weed. But he talks about how eventually, like, it's all going towards everything will be legalised. You'll be able to go down to your local chemist and, you'll buy whatever kind of thing.
Is it Uruguay that's already done it? Not too close to this.
I don't know.
No, you're
No, you're fine.
Portugal?
Portugal's
Portugal,
been
that's the one.
decriminalised,
Yeah.
isn't it? That's the thing. It's not legal, decriminalised. I don't know what the difference is.
Well, if it's legal, you can just go and shop and buy it.
Yeah,
Whereas
so-
decriminalised, you don't get a criminal record if you're
Yeah.
found with it. I think you just get it
You
confiscated.
can carry enough for your personal use. like
Canada,
a quarter of a litre or something.
Canada's just passed laws now to make it legal, I think, for recreational use.
Right.
I think there's about 15 states, maybe a few more states in America, but there's more that do medicinal. I think Spain has relaxed its laws. Holland.
Spain, you're allowed to grow it for personally, like
4
3 or 6
plants. I
plants. Is
think.
it
Yeah.
4?
4, yeah.
And there was, I think, is it South Korea as well?
Oh,
There was
really?
some.
Would have been north, is it?
Never know.
Yeah, who knows what happens behind closed doors? But there's some Asian country that will allow you to grow it and then sell it to their equivalent of the NHS or their.
All right.
I'm gonna have to
It's
find
like a
the,
feed-in tariff.
Oh, Yeah.
When you
I've
get
heard
solar
about this.
panels.
Have you seen it?
Yeah,
I've read about it. But anyway, yeah. So more progressive countries or countries open to the debate. are
We're
definitely
well
making
behind, aren't we?
decisions.
Yeah. Really behind. But the problem with America is Mexico had all these fields, like thousands of fields growing weed and taking it up to America because there were a massive market for it. Now all the states, or some of the states, have made it legal. 99% of these cannabis fields have turned into opium fields. So now they're shipping
Heroin.
opiates up there. So now America's got a bigger opiate problem.
Yeah.
So
What was that thing on Netflix that was talking about the Is it called not Narcos? The one
Mrs. Doubtfire.
no, another classic.
Murder Mountain.
No, it was like a drama kind of thing, but it was on a true story. Is it the Sinola? No,
No idea.
do you not watch
what
it?
are you talking about?
No. We're talking about these fields basically, and this guy who had like a proper business brain about it and turned it from like little dibby dap separate organizations into like a huge $1 billion company essentially. And what he did is he found basically was looking for a desert with an aquifer underneath it, so he could basically, it was in the middle of nowhere, and he found it in Mexico, and he put water out the aquifer and
Oasis.
and made it into basically just a massive weed field in the middle of the desert. And so nobody would come. I think it's Sinaloa.
Okay.
That's the region in
The word's ringing a bell, Sinaloa or something like that.
Sinaloa cartel or something like that. And yeah, so basically, and eventually, but what happened is he fucked himself up because he got into business with what's your gay? Yeah, the guy in Colombia called who was doing cocaine.
What, the big guy?
Yeah,
Pablo
Escobar. Yeah, and he basically, because he had loads of routes into America, Escobar said, right, no, you have to start running my stuff as well, otherwise I'm going to kill you, kind of thing.
Oh, so it brought him on top and he got busted.
We'll give you the boats.
And he started running cocaine as well as his own weed, mainly for the money, and eventually it got too much heat. Essentially, he got found out. But yeah, quite interesting.
It's Thailand.
Thailand.
Yeah, Thailand. So check this out. Thailand is ramping, and this is on Forbes, just for people watching.
Fake
It's not
news.
Fake news.
Fake news Forbes.
This is on Forbes, so legitimate.
Fake news.
From Sarah Brittany. So Thailand is ramping up medical marijuana legalization efforts that will soon allow all Thais to cultivate 6 cannabis plants in their homes and sell their homegrown harvest to the government to turn into medical marijuana.
Wow.
That's a novel way of doing it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a bit of a grey area there, though, because people you'd be using chemicals and they'll be feeding them to death, not flushing them, and there'll be chemicals in your weed, and
exactly, yeah.
then your
Well, I'm sure there's
medication's
some
just
sort
going
of
to be full of
vetting.
shit.
There
You must
be some
have
vetting.
process it
Yeah.
somehow. You would have thought, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but if people are just growing the personal and then sell it to government, there must be. There's got to be, aren't there?
You would have think it'd be processed and they just get the THC out, whatever they want.
What if, because like Wales has its own parliament, could they legalise cannabis?
Well, Sativex has been available in Wales for longer than it's been available.
Not all in Wales, all
England.
prescriptions are free as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
in
Sativex has been there since
in
day one,
Scotland
hasn't it?
as well. Prescriptions are free in Scotland as well.
England is shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
In certain aspects.
So I'm just looking at Sativex now. I need to put my phone away. I'm being very,
Sorry.
very rude.
It's all right. It's okay.
It's a balance between fact checking.
It's
and
normally
just being-
Ben's job, that.
Yeah, I've got a sideways computer.
So he can't do it.
Gav, can you pass a bottle of wine down
He
there?
normally just segues into
Oh, no,
looking
it's
at
all right,
Dallas
it's all right.
Mavericks anyway.
Yeah, they're playing LA Lakers tonight.
Is that your team, the Mavericks, now?
Yeah, it is now, yeah.
Now, what, have you switched allegiance recently?
No, I went to Dallas for work and watched the Dallas Mavericks.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
What job did you do? Hypothetically speaking, if you were...
I'm a basketball watcher.
Basketball.
Yeah, basketball commentator.
Moneyball.
You're a basketball fan, Ben.
Well, yeah, I was when I was younger, and then I got the opportunity to watch an NBA game live, and it was good. Foam hand, all that.
Foam figure number 1.
Yeah, it was good.
As far back as possible.
Yeah, I got the cheap seats.
That's one good thing the Yanks do, though, isn't it? They do put on a good spectacle.
Yeah, every time there was a break in play, there was some kind of like dance act
Entertainment,
on,
yeah.
or cheerleaders, or firing t-shirt cannons, t-shirts into the crowd with the t-shirt cannon. It was great, really good. Good fun.
Did you eat something like if you go to a ball game, you're supposed to have a hot dog? Aren't you?
Corn dog.
Yeah, I had a hot dog.
Corn dog.
Corn dog.
Hot dog and Bud Light.
How was your hot dog?
Smaller than I thought it'd be. Yeah,
Like your
Cheap.
beard.
cheap but expensive.
Mm.
Yeah, it's alright. They have this like Heinz green relish sort of stuff that you can get on it. That's really nice.
What was
Yeah,
it?
like some kind of pickle relish.
Ooh. The sachet.
It's good.
I get the hot dog mustard from Aldi.
Is that a specific type of mustard?
Yeah.
Is it less harsh than English?
Yeah, it's American.
It's a squirty yellow mustard.
That's what I mean.
Like
but-
you have on a hot dog.
That's what we've just been having at
It's like-
Smokies.
It's like a mustard mayo, isn't it?
Oh, is
Yes.
it? Is it
A
so it doesn't
sweet
burn you?
mustard mayo.
It's sweet. And what I do is I do a row of pyramids in the mustard. So you squeeze and you go like that.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
And then a stripe of ketchup.
down the middle.
Yeah.
You do that for yourself or
proper
the
pro.
kids?
For me.
Oh, yeah. Shouldn't have asked that, should I?
What did it for kids? Splosh. Splosh.
Yeah.
Just
they
throw a burger at him.
eat
Have it.
this. Come on, eat cubs. We've got to eat cubs in half an hour. Okay, no. My eldest wants to be a YouTuber for Christmas.
Oh, God. Mine does. What's a green screen and a camera and everything?
Green screen, Jesus.
Fuck's sake.
Is he going to do weather?
Look at him a green onesie as well, so it looks like a right dick.
Floating head. Just a head.
Nice.
Oh, fuck. So I think I'm going to get PlayStation, do a PlayStation camera
Mm-hmm.
that you plug into the PlayStation. And then, because we stream video gaming every week on YouTube. Well,
You
YouTube.
do.
Your
You
vocals.
do.
are
You still
not-
playing Dynasty?
Dynasty, yeah.
Dynasty.
That's
Is it Dynasty?
70s US drama.
Dynasty.
Playing Dynasty.
Do you still wear your shoulder pads?
I'm Billy Sue.
Destiny.
Destiny 2.
Is
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew it was something like that.
We're
I
going to
knew
be
it began with a
screwed
D.
when Destiny 3 comes out, aren't we? Everybody goes.
Do you mean everyone goes?
Well, everyone will leave Destiny 2, won't they, and play Destiny 3?
Wow.
No, it's not going to happen.
Is
It's
it
not going to die.
It's never going to die.
Plus, we'll just get Destiny 3.
Yeah, I suppose. Start again.
And
Might
is
be.
it a role playing game or is it like
Yeah.
are we talking like World of Warcraft type of thing where you've all got
No.
like weird characters?
We have weird
I'm-
characters, but
And would you mind
Go
sharing
on.
what your characters are?
I'm
Okay.
a warlock.
Does your warlock have a name?
No.
It's a fucking
No, it's
emo.
just
It's an
Amish
emo
Ben.
warlock.
Ben the warlock.
He's got like purple hair. He looks like Flock of Seagulls. He looks like a new romantic.
no, that's me, Phil. You're describing.
Sorry, he's emo. He's new romantic. You're a hunter.
I'm a hunter. Yeah, I'm a hunter class. That's the classes. There's 3
Oh,
classes you
okay.
see, and you're a
Titan.
a titan,
So
and you're a
what-
lady.
Female Titan.
Or you
Yeah.
can pick your gender.
hmm
So
Are you-
Gender fluid.
Have you gone as a female?
Yeah.
I went as a female with blonde pigtails.
Yeah, for no
some
reason.
weird sort of fancy living right out there.
Weird,
isn't it?
right?
But
Yep.
she's pretty
one
butch.
grabs them?
She's a Titan, so she's pretty butch. She,
Mm-hmm.
you know, she looks about 6'2",
Mm-hmm.
250 pounds.
Mm.
And you have guns. It's a shooter. It's like a first-person shooter,
Okay,
basically.
and you guys are a clan basically, and you go around fighting other
We're not a
clans.
clan. We're a fire team.
We're fighting.
Oh, sorry.
There's different things.
Come on, Mike.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I just
There's
obviously
fire.
you wrongly assumed it was a
Yeah.
clan.
Yes, we're in the same clan as well.
Them two are in it. I got kicked out of the clan
Yeah.
when I was on when I was on maternity leave.
Paternity leave. They kicked him for
That's so
inactivity.
worry like.
And,
How many are in your fire swarm or whatever you call them?
Well, the thing is,
Fireswarm.
right, a lot of the missions and a lot of the gameplay requires 3 players. So
Yeah.
that's your fire team. So
Ah, right,
we're the fire
okay.
team.
Yeah.
But we're also members of a clan,
Yeah.
which is like
It's a wider
hundreds.
one.
it's
Yeah.
like another layer to the. It's just ridiculous, isn't it?
It's so massive.
Yeah.
There's so much to do.
But you know,
Is it like Crystal Maze where you've got like different areas, like you've got an Aztec area or futuristic zone,
so
or is
there's
it all...
Mars,
It's
Titan,
it's the solar system.
yeah.
cool.
So
Okay.
there's Earth, there's the Moon,
Mars, Titan,
Nessus,
Io.
World of Warlocks.
Yeah,
It's your home.
the Tangled
Yeah.
Shore,
the farm.
the farm.
Not been to the
Farm.
farm for a while.
It's
have
like a
KLF.
post-apocalyptic future.
we? Mm.
Ooh, so I
with
do
the-
like that
with
sort of
these
stuff.
spacemen.
And something's come
Yeah.
called the Traveller because we do need a couple more. We need 3 more actually, really, to play, to do the raids, don't we?
If you want to do raids, you need a team of 6,
Six,
a
yeah.
fire team of 6.
Because we-
serious shit raiding though.
yeah, it's hard.
Yeah,
So
it
what's that? Are you just getting raided at minute?
No,
A raid is like a special kind of mission. That's
Yeah.
rock.
really hard.
Hard as nails.
Because
It's
we got
nails.
stuck
Jimmy
on it.
Nail.
Got stuck for about an hour, didn't we,
Crocodile
on a
Street.
raid? Do you remember?
Yeah, because we didn't realise
you
we
needed
needed
6
6
people.
players.
We're like on these platforms. I kept jumping on them. We were trying to jump for this platform just out of reach.
Fucking hell, put stompies on, you'll make it.
And basically what it was, you just needed the next person to jump, and then the next. But anyway,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a fuck up.
How
We
long did it
spent
take?
an hour.
How long did it take you to work that out?
an hour.
An hour.
It just wasted an entire
The
game.
best thing
time.
about Destiny 2 is the Crucible.
Yes.
This is all PvP,
Mm.
team deathmatch.
Yeah, there's lots of different versions of it, isn't there?
Yeah, domination,
Mm-hmm. That's where you get
capture the
that's where you get your
flag type
latex
stuff.
out.
But Crucible's it's like playing COD,
Yeah,
where
essentially.
it's just you're in teams.
They have capture the flag in COD, don't they? And
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the rugby ball and stuff, don't they?
Mm.
Things like similar stuff, like pick up the medal, don't they? Or
You know
whatever
what
it
they
is.
don't have in COD?
What?
Iron Banner.
No, they don't, do they? Where you get a power level as well, and it takes into account your power level. It's just fucking nuts.
And are you XP'd up to the max? Are you guys like?
No.
Are you,
We're not even finished, are we?
We
'Cause what's
just,
the
I've only
cap?
just figured out how to sort of do all the armor so I don't die all the time. And it's really worked, hasn't it?
You have to work in. You have synergies.
It's really going in your favour.
Yeah. I've kind of like, I've got a couple, top of the leaderboard a couple of times, which is like, I used to be second bottom. I've gone from second bottom to top half. Like jiggling my armor around.
Consistently.
Yeah.
Top half.
Exactly, that's what I mean.
You just got good.
No. It's to do with the armor. Definitely to do with the armor, I think. And the weapons.
Yeah, you have to synergize your armor and your loadout.
Yeah, your loadout.
It's so complicated.
Yeah. I've got a vault with like 500 pieces of equipment in.
Plus, there's blue armor, legendary armor, and exotic armor.
Yeah. I can
Wait.
see you getting really interested now.
well, to be honest, I'm still thinking about you three trying to jump from one platform to another for an hour.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good night.
No, I'm not done on. I mean, you don't game much, do you? And I used to game, but I'm more into my RPG games.
Mm.
Just switch off and get lost in another world, or
Well, the last one I
not having
played,
to talk to anybody. That's a pretty important part of it.
no, it's quite good. We enjoy talking to each other, don't we?
It's a social thing when we
Yeah,
do it.
as
'Cause
well.
We've got the headsets on.
Yeah. I
Again,
get
it's
that.
talking.
Yeah.
Because
we don't
my
do.
brother-in-law used to play online. Well, still does, I think. I thought, why are you doing that, you nerd? Basically, and I'm all headseted up every Wednesday.
Then once you got
evening.
2 kids,
Exactly,
you know,
yeah.
no time to yourself. No, I'm going to make sure I have this couple of hours to do it
Exactly,
because
yeah.
you need it. It's for your own psychological well-being.
Yes.
If you're listening, love.
No,
That's why I do it.
no, she's not listening.
No, she's never listened to one. Thank God.
No.
That's what you think.
She'd leave me.
Yeah, she just takes some heat, doesn't she?
She's been all right this week.
Oh, that's okay. We don't normally talk about this. We'll talk
Treading
about
on-
relationships. do
Treading
we?
on new ground.
No.
The type of game, you're talking about getting lost in a world. One game I remember, probably the last game.
Alex
that was
Kidd in
on-
Miracle World.
That's a
No.
great game.
The football manager games.
Oh no.
No.
That-
I
they
don't
were
even do
addictive.
football.
Not
They
for
were
me.
addictive.
You just get lost in it and just looking at the stats of different players and, shall I spend that extra 10 grand on training facilities this season?
See, Civilization was like that. That was my equivalent. So I'd lost
Similar
days.
kind of game, isn't
I
it?
lost days on Civilization. Now it's just Fallout. I think Fallout 3 was the game that I really enjoyed.
Can you not
last,
play
but
that?
I've just finished
Fallout.
The
Not
Last
play
of
that
Us.
online.
You can do.
The Last of Us is like a film.
Yeah, The Last of Us was really good. I enjoyed it.
That is both an excellent game and an excellent story.
Have you played it?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like I can't wait for the second one to come out.
It's out.
I thought it was
It's
out.
out?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's out. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Get
it
out
is.
of it.
It is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wait, no,
tell
the-
my
the-
wife.
The cliffhanger at the end. I was like,
You've played it.
I finished it. I finished it last night.
Oh right,
I've
okay.
been playing it for a few
So we're
weeks.
talking about The Last of Us 2 rather than just The Last of Us then.
Yes, The Last of Us 2
Right.
is out, I think.
That wasn't really the last, was it? The first one.
No, a bit of a
And the
Well, they
penultimate
said-
that
fake
was-
advertising.
They said, didn't they, when they were making it and when they finished it, they weren't going to make a sequel because it was a standalone game. But it got so successful, then he says, well, we're going to have to now.
Money.
So-
Bowed to pressure.
Do you say, have you played the second one?
No.
now? Oh, right, okay.
No.
Just played the first one.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good.
So on the bombshell at the end, I was like, oh, what's
What happened at
coming
the end?
next?
Oh, it was the operator. It was because she was. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
for those that might want to
Spoilers.
play the game.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Well, we just say spoiler and then talk about it. That's what we normally do, isn't it?
Give people a chance to turn the volume down.
Yeah.
Oh, you did a spoiler alert other week. I was
Yeah.
listening to the podcast.
Oh,
and
did
you
you
said
say?
something, and I even commented. I went, I've not even watched that
So I
yet.
remember that now, yeah.
What were it? Westworld or something?
Westworld, yeah.
See, I didn't finish the second season.
I'm same. I gave up.
First episode just lost me. I don't know. I was really looking forward to it.
There was loads of boobs in that as well.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I've
Oh,
not
you
got
say
that far
that.
yet. I think I've watched 2 episodes.
Robot boobs.
Yeah, but they're real people. They're not real robots.
It's what you do with it.
Yeah. Yeah, it gets really messed up with the timelines and stuff. It's quite interesting.
Yeah, that's the one in the first one where you kind of.
I'm gonna have to go for a pee. Can I go for a pee?
Yeah.
You don't need to ask. Put your hand up.
Sorry.
Please, sir.
Yeah. It's okay. It's fine. We've got one person watching.
What? There's someone watching.
Just one.
Someone's gonna watch Ella pee.
Yeah, but there's no camera out there.
I was meaning to ask you, Gavin, when you came back about your soil fishing.
Soil?
Yeah. Your metal detecting.
Oh, right. Is that what you do? We'll talk about that when you come back then.
Well, he got us. He said he was getting a set, I think, last time. Gonna have a do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, man.
Dead air. Sorry.
Da-da, 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 da-da.
Da-da-da-da.
Not starting till dinner time tomorrow.
Why? You're going to hit it hard tonight then?
I fucking earned it tonight, this weekend.
Right.
Fucking hell.
Did you do anything on the podcast for the Christmas lights?
No.
It's
No,
a
not
shame.
even talked about it.
Just some
I
Christmas
thought
lights.
there would have been something
Big
more
switch
made
on.
of it. The big switch on, yeah.
No.
Streamed
it's-
live.
We could have done. Could have done.
It's very
Oh.
impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Did
it
you
does
see
look good.
Santa on the roof?
Saw Santa on the
Yeah,
roof.
that's going to end up with him hanged, isn't it?
Saw
By
the
the end of...
penguin in the garden.
I like your archway. That's new, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a right ball lake.
Yeah.
There's that many branches to spread.
Oh yeah.
Fucking hell, it
Yeah.
took an hour just to spread the branches.
Oh.
Shit.
Made a rod for me own back with that.
Mm.
I'm thinking I'll just put it in the back garden for the rest of the year so it has to come back out.
Yeah, right.
That's genuinely going to happen, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Just put it on the side of the railway side.
Yeah, it was more work than I expected.
Mm.
Are they still working, mate?
Yeah, I think the left boob has run dry. I think. There's a bit in righty. I meant to get some more hand sanitizer today, but I forgot. Didn't have time.
No.
I had to send her for cake because I didn't have time for that. I've not done the weekly shop
Oh,
Bloody hell.
at Aldi
have you not?
with nothing to eat.
What are you going to eat tomorrow?
I don't know.
Beans? Everyone's got beans, haven't they?
I made a fucking chili on Thursday night. Forgot to put the fucking beans in.
Fuck's sake.
I essentially did a spag bowl with rice
Mm.
because we can't put chili in because at kids. Well, we could put a bit in.
Mhm.
So yeah, we basically had spag rice.
Do you know what
No, ball rice.
I made a terrible chili today. And you
Oh
know,
right, well done.
we had white kidney beans.
Ugh,
Why?
What are they?
albino
I
beans.
don't know. Are
They're
kidney
like
beans?
Haricot
Are they
beans.
Haricot. Are they not a
No,
different?
there was literally, it said on the label, white kidney beans.
Haribo beans.
Yeah.
Jelly beans.
Oh, when you bite into a kidney bean, is it white inside?
Yeah.
I think they're just peeled. Just peeled then.
Do you never get mixed beans?
Mick?
he never lets me have any.
You never get
They don't
mixed
taste the
beans?
same.
Do the mixed beans from Aldi?
No.
Oh, stick them in a
I know,
chili.
Fucking savage.
They have kidney beans in them as well.
Yeah, I know, but you in a chili you have kidney beans.
Good
don't you?
roughage. Or mixed beans.
Right, okay.
They're all white inside.
Yeah. Are they?
All white on the inside.
Right, okay. They've just been peeled then, somehow.
Mushed. Ricing.
So did you get your metal detector then?
Oh yeah.
I've had it for a couple of years, I've just not used it.
Oh. So have you used it then recently?
No, funnily enough,
Okay.
I've got permission on a field that's right on a Roman road, but I've still not
Ooh.
managed to get up there yet.
How do you know it's a Roman road? First of all?
Says on a map.
It's actually
Does it say?
called Roman Road.
The field is called Roman Road, or the road is called Roman Road.
No, it's Roman Field.
Right, okay.
But on Roman Road.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've had it for a couple of years. I've like practiced with it and stuff, and just found some like Mr. Kipling's apple pie things. And
Nice.
but I've got plans to go with a couple of different people, and one of the guys who I work with, Metal Detecting Mark, is called.
Yeah.
That's what he's in my phone as. He found a €600 coin about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And there's another guy, Marcus. He's just come back from France recently, and he went metal detecting in France, and he's found a very similar coin. And I've arranged to go with him today. Obviously not today because I'm here, but I've arranged today to go with him within a couple of weeks because he's going back to France in a couple of weeks.
Good. Cool.
So next time we speak, I'll probably.
You probably be like
How much would the
£1,000.
600-year-old coin be worth? Couple £100, isn't it?
Something like that, yeah.
Does he have to
But
dig-
he's got all sorts. That Mark, he's like in his 60s, and he's been doing it since the 1970s.
Right.
He has got he's got it in like storage units, you know, like them drawers and stuff. He's got absolutely shed loads of stuff.
One of our regular stream droppers is an avid metal detectorist.
I'd love to get into it. It's just having time.
Depends if he's watching. There's only one person watching.
He was on before, Stephen Andrew.
All right. Okay. Do you have to declare it, even a small fine, then?
You don't have to declare it
Unless you get caught.
Whichever land you go on.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to get the farmer's permission, obviously, or the
Yeah.
landowner's permission. You've got to get it written, because if you don't get it written, they'll,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they can do out. But yeah, if you get permission, you just split it halfway, and then you declare it. It goes to a museum or whatever, and then they declare it as treasure, and then you can sell it at museums, whatever. And there's people making some serious money out.
Well,
of
that's what I was going to say. There was something in the news recently. I don't know if you saw it, about some people found a Viking hoard that like kind of rewrote early England history because they found some coins stamped with like the King of Wessex and the King of Mercia's heads on, or whichever kingdoms they were, and they didn't know at that point that basically that meant they were working together. Essentially, there was some kind of pact, and they thought they'd always been separate around that time.
Right.
Yeah, so it kind of.
Yeah, a lot of our historical knowledge comes from coinage.
But they found this hoard. It's worth a few million, and they've sold it.
Yeah, farmer. I've heard of there's been one in Lancashire about 3 years ago. Farmer got something like 2.1 million, and the metal detector got 2.1 million. That were like a Saxon hoard. It was like a lead bucket full of them.
Right. You know.
But yeah, it's happening all the time. Well, not all the time.
Get out more.
I know. Yeah.
What are you doing sat here?
I'm the ideas, man. You get out more.
That is true.
That's the temptation, isn't it?
It's just having time.
But it wasn't. They'd sold it illegally. That was the thing.
Oh.
So it wasn't that they'd found it. So rather than splitting it with the landowner and all the rest of
Declaring
it, and declaring it and paying tax or whatever, I assume you have to pay on it. They'd sold it on the black market.
Well, America, like, multimillionaires in America like coming to England for history, because America doesn't have any history.
No.
So they love buying our history. So that's probably where the black market is.
I know. It's quite interesting reading about it, though. So is that what you're going to do?
That's exactly what, not the black market. Out's better than out for me.
Yeah.
I'll probably have to pay a tax on it, but
That's the thing, isn't it?
You always think of metal detectors on beaches, but you think that'd be the worst place to metal
Well,
detect. Yeah.
no, you get pocket spills. That's what they go for. Jewellery pocket spills and all that.
From
So-
right, okay.
shipwrecks.
No, people. No, people sitting on beach and all coins coming out.
Pocket spills.
That's a technical term. But yeah, pocket spill. Like, if you find like really old trees that have been around a few.
That's what I do in Butty Shop every day. That pocket spill. Drop 20p.
If you find like old trees that have been around a couple of 100 years, people used to sit next to trees reading books. So you'll metal detect around and you'll find like old coins that have dropped out of their pockets. That's where pocket spills come from. But I went on Perranporth about 20 years ago, and this he must have been village idiot. Metal detecting guy come on with fucking steel cap boots. Me and my dad was sat. My dad like nudged me, and I was going, "What?" Like, and he went, "He's got boot. Look at his boot." I was like, "For fuck's sake, what's he doing?" Like, beep, 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 beep. I'm rich. But yeah, beaches. People are like dropping like $5 in coins out of their pocket, but every 100 yards or something, there's loads of it.
Right. Okay.
That's why they're out there every day.
That's
I bet you'd find a lot of jewellery, no? Is it
Yeah, you will
jewellery
do.
or
Yeah.
like
People
lost
taking
rings and.
Well, if I go out surfing
earrings.
or swimming or whatever, I'll take my ring off.
Where the fuck do you go surfing?
Cornwall.
Blackpool?
Cornwall.
Cornwall? Fucking all right. Oh, like summer holidays. You go
Yeah.
surfing.
Try going Cornwall every year. Yeah,
What about sharks?
don't really get them.
You know?
Not much call for sharks around there.
But there are.
They are coming,
Yeah,
aren't they?
they've-
Yeah,
they've
it's
been-
mainly
they've been
basking
spotted.
sharks, isn't it?
It's a great white,
Mm.
Yeah,
about
one.
26 foot.
Yeah, they've been
Need
saying
a
basket.
bigger
In
boat.
fact, it's what they call
Basking shark.
no, the smaller ones to a great whites.
Tiger shark.
Begins with an M.
Mini shark.
Nurse shark.
Mini great white.
Medium shark.
Mako sharks.
Oh,
the
They're
Mako.
they're like a smaller cousin to the great white, but a lot more aggressive.
Right,
Yeah,
okay,
they-
so
they-
They've found them in Cornwall.
some ways better, some ways worse.
They've got
Yeah.
bad attitudes.
Bit of give and take.
Yeah.
Swings and roundabouts.
The tiger shark, isn't that supposed to be the most aggressive?
No.
It's just because it's called a tiger.
Yeah, stripy bastard.
Yeah. Just going back to the metal detectoring. The other thing I've heard about is people doing it on riverbanks. And they do it on the Thames, apparently, quite a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of history on Thames,
Mm.
believe it or not. But yeah, they're doing magnet fishing now in rivers, aren't they?
I don't know.
You get big, massive. You can buy magnets like that.
Right.
Chuck them in.
Take it off your electric meter.
They're pulling. People are pulling like guns from war out the canals
right,
and rivers
okay.
and that all over the country. Yeah,
I
that's,
suppose
that's
it's-
the next big thing.
It could be quite just for like scrap.
Mm.
You know, like people come around and get you scrap
Yeah.
metal.
There's a lot of trolleys in there.
Cleans the river up as
Yeah.
well. Yeah. It's quite good.
It's a win-win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody wins.
Yeah, man, it's all good. Have a look at river. What did I say? Magnet fishing.
Magnet fishing.
Have a go at that.
I think a board game will come up.
It'd be handy if you were Magneto.
Yeah,
You
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
fucking
It is,
pull it
yeah.
out. I mean, he must be worth a mint in scrap, mustn't he?
Mm.
Magneto.
Mm.
That's how he made his money, maybe.
Probably.
Scrap metal.
Is that where we end then?
What time are we on?
10 to 10, cowboy time.
Cowboy time.
Cowboy time.
Oh,
Work tomorrow.
Some cake as well.
what time do you have to get up, Ben?
Not as early as I used to.
3.
No, I'll get up at. I have to leave the house at 7, I reckon. It's not too bad.
God, that's early.
It's not that bad. It's cold though.
Proper frost last few
Mm.
days.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did your car? You'll be able to defrost your car from in house, won't you?
Yeah, it's got there's an app.
Is it really?
What?
Yeah.
What?
What car
I
you
have to talk
got?
to my wife
Pretty
about
good.
that.
Yeah.
What app? What? You can defrost your car from an app.
Yeah, you can turn the engine on and the blowers.
What car is it?
Jag XE.
And the doors are locked.
Well, I've got a
Yeah, it
Focus
does
with
stay
2
locked,
sets of
yeah.
keys, so I go out, turn it
Yeah.
on, put both front and back window things on, put heaters on, lock the door with key, and go back in house
That's
for
what,
20
I do,
minutes.
that's what I do with the
Yeah, so-
jazz.
Do you know what I do?
Just pour a kettle of hot water on it. don't
Yeah,
you?
kettle.
That's dangerous, isn't it? Is it not dangerous?
Shatter your windscreen.
I set my kettle to 70. I half fill it and set it to 70
You
degrees.
can set your kettle.
Yeah, man.
Is it a smart kettle?
That's
Bosh.
it's for
Can't turn it on with an
coffee,
app.
isn't
Bish,
it?
bash, bosh.
You can have 100 degrees, 90, 80, or 70.
Can you have any more than 100?
No, obviously not.
Science.
Steam. So I set it to 70 and then top it up with cold water and just pour that over.
Yeah, you could do that.
She doesn't like me doing it to her car because she's afraid of windscreen shattering. But I've fucking hell. Well, the thing is, I always had company vans, so I didn't give a shit. I'll just pour it
Do
on.
you know what?
fair enough.
It's been about since like 80s or something. Don't pour hot water on your windscreen, but windscreens have changed.
Mhm.
Back then, they used to have like shards and that, didn't they? But now
Yeah.
they're totally different.
They're
They heat
laminated.
proof and yeah.
Mm.
I'll share this one with you. So
Yeah,
I was,
pour your
I was
kettles, man.
leaving the house today before I would pick you up. Mum and Dad are babysitting Sam, and I said, I just need to go and start the car and just leave it for 15 minutes. And my dad pointed up and said, oh no, you don't need to do that. We've learnt a new trick. I was like, all right, okay. He said, have you got a freezer bag? Like, yes, I've got a freezer bag. Pour hot water into a freezer bag and then tie it. And then just go to the screen and rub your screen with the hot water in the pit. And actually, I tried it, and it was quite
Reasonably effective.
It was reasonably effective.
Right, okay.
That went viral this week on one of the social media
they said
things.
they'd seen it on Facebook,
Yeah.
which is pretty much where they see most of their stuff now.
Mm.
But it did work.
Right, okay.
You have to have your blowers on as well, I think, and your engine warm. Otherwise, it refreeze. It can refreeze.
It
I
would
think.
do, wouldn't it? Eventually.
with the
That would
back.
make sense. But I was going out pretty much straight away. So quick rubbered the windscreen, and jobs are good.
Mm.
Nice.
I will use it again.
Stock up on freezer bags.
I didn't know whether I'd use the freezer bag again or whether I'd just throw it out. It felt like a wasted freezer bag.
Don't tell Wayne Dixon about that.
Well, exactly. It's just wasting plastic, isn't it?
Exactly.
They're going to be like the plastic straws of the windscreen.
Just use a paper bag.
It's more environmentally friendly.
Could you not just use a hot water
I
bottle?
was going to say a hot water
There we
bottle.
go.
Pour your kettle through a
Hot
paper
water
bag.
bottle. That's the one. Yeah,
Mhm.
plastic.
Yeah, hot water bottle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just leave them on overnight.
Yeah.
Just put your hot water bottles on in the morning when you go to bed.
But you do get those really organised people with the windscreen cover.
I've got one of them as well.
Curtain.
All right, I'll rephrase that. You get some people that don't have to be organised with a windscreen cover.
You put it over your window and they
Yeah.
clip round your wing mirrors.
Yeah.
But it don't work fully. It leaves like the shit.
But so anybody could just come and steal it. It's not like it's locked.
Well, my next door neighbour, he's a builder. And he just puts
Builds a wall. You're not having it.
He just puts a
Build
curtain,
that wall.
Hot
puts
brick.
a curtain in and puts it in, shuts his doors over the curtain. I think.
What?
So basically, opens his tranny van doors, tucks the curtain inside the doors around his windscreen,
Right.
and then shuts the doors. And then that's
He
it.
uses a curtain.
A
You could
curtain.
just
It was, in fact, it was the
towel,
curtain that was over my kitchen door, so it wasn't damaged. I could recognise the curtain.
What's a granny van?
Tranny van.
Transvestite van.
Yeah.
Tranny, as in transit.
I'll say that.
I must have had about 4 of those windscreen covers, and I don't know where they go to. They just seem to disappear.
Seems
There
like
you
you were
go.
right. They get stolen.
Maybe that's it. Or they blow off
Mm.
if your windscreen wipers aren't particularly
Clampy.
rigid.
Oh, do you know what? I've never put my windscreen wipers on them. I just clip them round thingy. and
Oh,
just
that's
leave
where you're
it.
going wrong.
That's why I think
yeah.
it's shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you use the little strappies. You have little strappies on the ends and put them in your door.
I've got to put them around my wing mirrors.
Mm-hmm.
Keep seeing myself on camera going like that, and it's weird.
Yeah, there's Phil dancing.
I'm not dancing.
Oh, there he
I'm
is.
just,
It's hilarious. You just sit here and watch ourselves for.
Mm.
But then,
what's wrong with it?
thing is, in 30 seconds, it's just going to be 6 people stood looking at the TV.
Is that what the delay is? 30 seconds?
I don't know.
No,
Does
it's
it depend on
probably
the
about
Maybe
internet?
10
15,
seconds?
I think 10, 15.
Depends what the speed of the internet is.
Yeah.
Does it
there's
not?
I don't know if
3
Facebook
hours then.
put it in because if you go onto OBS,
Yeah.
it's just instant.
Yeah.
No lag.
Is it not
Yeah.
big? It's basically so they can pull something if it has our corrections theme tune on.
Or somebody tries to
We've not even done our
kill
corrections.
themselves or something.
Mm-hmm.
We've not done the corrections.
All right.
I was going to mention that about an hour ago.
Mm.
Fucking hell.
Corrections. That's it. We're down around the world now.
The latest Star Wars films came out in 2015 and 2017, respectively. We obviously fucked that up.
Yeah, I said 2012.
And Aaron in Manchester said that
Age.
Tom Hardy would make the best candidate for a new version of The Running Man.
Yeah, no, he's wrong, isn't he?
Hardy.
Tom Hardy would make a good Islander.
He would make a good Islander.
That's the
I
one.
thought you said Islander with an I.
That's
Aye.
What
the
film's
Brexit
that?
version.
Oh yeah.
There can be only one.
Mm.
I'm getting a hoodie. I'm getting a Highlander hoodie for Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christmas do.
It's got it's like 5 guys. Like
Burgers.
Burger restaurant.
you know where the gents sign when you go to Mill's toilet, like the sign.
Mm-hmm.
Universal sign of a man.
But it's man with a kilt
No.
and a sword.
It's 4 men without their heads and a sword going across, and then there can be only one.
Ah, right.
But yeah, Tom Hardy would be a good Highlander. You disagree with the
Tom Hardy. It's
Running
Tom
Man.
Hardy in The Running Man, isn't it?
Running Man?
Because
I've not seen that.
you've not seen
The
that?
Running
The
Man?
Running Man.
Not the new one. no.
Running. No, there's not a new
the old
one. There's an old
what they're
Donald
saying.
Schwarzenegger. So if you were
Tom
going to
Hardy-
remake it,
All right, I'll see.
that's what I mean. We said
I thought
Jason.
they'd done it and he's in it. I thought, oh,
No.
not watching that.
Me and Phil synergized,
Agreed.
didn't we? And said Jason
We
Statham.
had the same pick.
Yeah. Ben didn't come up with anything, I don't think.
Yeah, he
probably
wanted
not.
Dwayne Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
Jason,
Oh, right.
Jason
Is it?
The
Statham
Rock.
in
Yeah.
The Running Man. He's not big enough.
Not muscly enough.
There
No.
you go.
It's quite
Rock's
muscly.
Mm.
So who
Gi-
would
give
you
him,
have?
give him 12 months notice to
Yeah.
get on the
Bulk up.
testosterone
Yeah,
and the
no,
steroids.
actually, maybe I'm being a bit quick off the mark. There. I just mean like height-wise, he's a short
Yeah,
ass.
but you just film in at an angle, don't you?
But that, to be honest,
Like they do with Alan Sugar.
Yeah.
Arnie's only
Tom
6
Cruise.
foot.
Eh?
Arnie's only 6 foot. He's
Really?
Not, he's not a tall man, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Crikey, I thought he'd be like 6'3".
But you'd be wrong.
He's only 6 foot.
You're taller than Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That doesn't feel right.
No, it doesn't, does it?
Google,
me feel
Google,
dirty.
Google fact check.
Mm.
Who's got the phone out?
Ben as always.
Sorry, Ben.
Here we go.
Who would you have as the running man,
That's
Mike?
a really good
If
question.
you were going to recast it now.
No pressure. Talk amongst yourselves.
More.
Who would I
What's that
have?
sports car called? More.
Someone's phone ringing.
More
not mine.
Farah.
More Farah.
6'2" Arnold Schwarzenegger.
reminder on the phone.
Oh,
Is that you?
it's what, to finish at 10 o'clock?
No, it's from a few days ago. Reminder to pick up the mixing desk from band room
Oh,
on
right.
Wednesday night.
So he's 6'2".
6'2".
Damn it.
You're out by 2
6'2".
inches.
2 inches is a lot.
Mm,
Still doesn't sound big
important.
enough.
does.
He's
That's fine.
6'7". 6'2", yeah.
No, I'm going to admit defeat on that one. Off the top of my head, I can't think of somebody who would replace Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Who'd be better than Jason Statham?
Who'd be better than Jason Statham? Yeah.
Yeah, because he's correct. Who would you have, Jason Statham or Tom Hardy as a running man? Don't say Tom Hardy.
Well,
I think Tom Hardy.
I think Tom Hardy would.
Tom Hardy's an all-rounder.
Yeah, and I think he was immense as Bane as well. So when I think of running man, it's
Tom
that
Hardy's
sort
tiny.
of-
Tom Hardy's smaller than me.
Is he?
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
Fact check.
I think he's
6'4".
He's not.
We're not having it.
So in Warrior, that's the sort of Tom Hardy character that I would expect him to play in Running Man.
Did you see Tom Hardy do the bedtime story on CBeebies?
Done it
I did.
twice.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
I bet it was
Do you
good.
watch CBeebies?
Yeah, I have to.
Because of the
What's that?
territory.
Mr. Tumble's the man.
Yeah, he's the legend.
He's the man.
Justin,
Yeah.
He
Justin's
must
house.
work fucking hard. He has like 3 different programs. He's got
Giggle quiz.
Giggle Quiz,
Giggle
bit.
bit.
Giggle Bits, Top Mr. Tumble and his spotty bag,
Yeah,
and
Something spe- oh,
what's
yeah,
the other
something
thing?
special.
Justin's house.
Justin's house.
Do you think something's going to come out of that? You know, like Ron Farris.
His
back
house?
in the
Oh
day.
God, no! I hope not.
Justin in
I
his
don't
spotty
think so.
sack.
I know. It's got this looking that way, isn't it? Allegedly.
5'9".
No.
5'9". Tom Hardy.
5'9".
Wow, he is small.
Mm.
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed that BBC drama he had a couple of years ago.
Taboo.
Oh, yeah.
Taboo.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he financed that himself, which is why there wasn't
Second
Taboo
one.
2.
Oh, did it run out of money?
It ran out of money and it didn't get enough traction and cred, yeah, to get a commission a second season.
I actually enjoyed that.
I
That's
thought
good,
it
it's
was
good, it's
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah,
A vanity project, apparently.
it was, wasn't it? Because he wrote it with his dad.
Yes. But
It's got a weird
I liked
name.
it.
Yeah. It's good. I enjoyed it as well.
Mm.
There's some political intrigue in there, and they were talking about British Indian tobacco and
It's a British East India company.
East
British
India
East,
Company,
sorry.
that was it.
and
yeah.
they were like the CIA, weren't they? Well, MI6 basically.
Yeah.
yeah, but there's ties to the slave trade.
Yeah,
and
Oh,
they
yeah,
do
yeah.
like
all
the
sorts of
Illuminati.
interesting stuff. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
gutted that's not coming back. You think Netflix or someone would have picked that up, wouldn't you? I
Mm.
mean, how much could it cost?
But the
I
OA
suppose we-
got pulled, didn't it? So, you know, who knows? I know, yeah.
The
Did you
OA.
ever watch that?
Did you watch the OA on
No,
Netflix?
that's a fucked up program.
What is it?
Oh, I can't spoil it for you. You
Can't say anything
You
about
have
You've
to
already
watch
done
it.
Westworld for me.
Yeah, I know. It's all
Can't
right.
be as fucked up as the
There's no-
what's it called? Is it Lucky? It's a
Lucky.
doo-doo sees a blue unicorn.
Oh,
It's-
yeah.
it's on the graphic. It's based on a
Oh,
graphic
yeah.
novel. I don't know whether it's Lucky or Hope
Yeah,
or something
I think
like
I
that.
tried to watch a little bit of that.
That's crazy.
Is that still going?
Yeah, I think they've done at least 2 seasons.
I think it's apparently season 3 they get pulled on Netflix. If you get normally they do 2.
Unless you Stranger Things,
Yeah.
because they're filming season 4 at the moment.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean if it's not popular enough, essentially. But yeah, the second series wasn't as good as the first one. But
What about the breaking of the 8th wall?
I know, yeah, I know. Spoiler alert.
What's it based on? Like, what's it around roughly?
It's just made basically this girl. The premise of it was when I first came.
The girl who went missing.
She goes missing.
A girl.
Before she went away, she was blind, and when she comes back, she can see. But that's nothing as to what is going on in it. It's just mental.
What's this? The OA?
The OA, it's called, and it was one of those things. It dropped. Using the slangage from Netflix. It just got dropped on Netflix with no advertising, and loads of people found it, and it was really popular.
Oh, they did that with that Bird Box, didn't they?
Yeah.
Didn't advertise that, and that just went mad.
Yeah, so something like that. But the other thing I watched the other night was The Irishman. Have you heard about this?
I've seen a lot about this.
Yeah, 3.5 hours.
Oh, is it a film, not a series?
As a new dad, how on earth do you find 3.5 hours to watch The Irishman?
Because I got him in bed for 7. I said to the wife, "Listen, right,
this is how it is.
We're putting him in bed for 7, and we're going to watch
strong, Tixie licks.
But yeah, it's melatonin, isn't it? You can give him, allegedly. But yeah, so he's gone straight to bed. But she likes like the Casino. Goodfellas,
cool.
and it's of that ilk essentially. But the thing I struggle with, a lot of people when you're watching it because he de-aged his face.
Whose face?
Robert De Niro's.
All of them, and Pesky as
yeah,
well.
they did it a bit.
Pacino as well.
Yeah, those weren't as bad. It was
De Niro's.
Yeah, but basically, you get used to the face. It's how he moves. Essentially, you can see that he's like 75 in all of his scenes.
Is there a fight scene where there's really apparent?
Yeah, it's.
I read that somewhere. There was just like an 80-year-old man beating up a.
Yeah, there's like
a kid.
That's the big thing that people pick out is that he goes around to his shopkeeper and he kicks him out of it, and he's like trying to stamp on him.
Just when I thought I was out, you de-aged my face.
And it was Robert De Niro. You always have.
Is
to
it good
do
though?
That. Yeah, it's really hard to follow. The only reason I was in, well, not only the only reason, but one of the reasons it was interesting because you hear about Jimmy Hoffa. He's like referenced in loads of gangster films, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, and loads of things. And I didn't really know his story, and it was interesting to see that essentially.
Is it set in New York?
Primarily, it's just about this. It's about the Irishman. This guy called Frank Sheeran, a real person. And like Goodfellas was a.
You think of Irishman, you think of Boston and New York.
New
That's
York,
where they all emigrated to.
Yeah, but no, it is New York. Yes, I think it's in New York. That's where he's based.
And it's Scorsese as well, isn't it?
Yeah. So the other reason that apparently Pesky, Joe Fish, got pulled out of retirement to do it as well, didn't he?
Yeah, because Joe Pesci hasn't been in a film for fucking donkey's years, has he?
No, he's such a good actor. Home Alone.
Yeah, man, one of my favourite Christmas films.
Yeah, so
The Wet Bandits.
Yeah. But brilliant. But it was good. I give it 4 mats. It wasn't a 5-mat film.
4 mats.
4 mats, yeah.
I passed it on Netflix. I thought, oh, the new Scorsese film. I thought 3 hours, 3.5 hours.
3.5 hours.
I can't invest
I gotta
3.5
stay
hours
about
in a film anymore. Unless it's Avengers.
It went quite fast. It's quite a fast film, but it's quite complicated. You have to follow the story because there's so many different things going on. I got lost.
It's not one of them films you've got to watch, is it?
You have to watch it. Yeah. You have to listen as well.
Concentrate.
There's not like a bang every 3 minutes for Phil to.
It's not a Michael Bay film.
No, yeah, and Cobra.
I'd be thinking I need to start this by 8 o'clock, otherwise I'm never going to get.
Well, that's why kids were in bed and we started at 7. I said to her,
"This is a good thing about seasons, isn't it? Series, is you
Yeah.
can just watch like an hour and then
yeah.
until tomorrow."
We've started playing top trumps at bedtime now. Me and my eldest.
You and the missus.
Superpowers 86. Height unknown. No, my eldest lad's getting right into top trumps.
Nice.
Because I have Marvel.
I was going to say, what deck are you playing?
Marvel heroes and Marvel
Nice.
villains. Right, we had a game the other night. 45 minutes it took
Wowzers.
Jesus. For you to pan him.
to win. Yeah, 45 minutes it took.
It's
It's
when they
like
get into some serious depth of knowledge
he's
on
memorising
on who can beat who, and
yeah.
It's
getting into poker when he's older.
I'm going like height 6'3", and he goes, "You've got Iron Man, haven't you?"
Jesus Christ.
Weapons 20, or weapons 6 Wolverine because he's got 6 claws.
Nice.
It's great.
Yeah.
We did. We've got Marvel heroes and Marvel villains. So one night I mixed them all up. So it was like
A
super
super deck.
32, like a 64 card deck.
A trouble shuffle.
Didn't get through it. Took too long. It's like he's yawning like superpowers 83 like that. It's like, oh, we're gonna have to call it a night, mate.
Cut it off here. Call me winner.
Yeah, I've got more cards.
Well, the top trumps one are Sam he absolutely loved the dinosaurs one. Now they do all sorts, don't they? Top trumps, but he was fascinated with the dinosaurs for about a week.
Did you used to play at school? I used to play in the playground at school. Did you play
On the
top
bus?
I used to
trumps?
play marbles, mate.
Marbles.
I think Nig. We're called. Cut that out.
So what now?
There used to be a hole in the floor in it. We're called a Nig. For some reason, we're called the Nig. Let's get your marbles in it.
It's one of the games you used
I
to
just
make
got a
up.
flashback there.
How times have changed from the 70s. You
It
couldn't call
take-
it that now. You just have to call it the
Fucking
the fucking hole.
Oh, Christ.
Oh fuck. Shall we? Are we getting ready to wrap up?
Yeah, 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Right then.
Yeah.
We'll
Lovely to see
adjourn.
you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having
coming
us.
round.
Thanks for sharing a birthday cake.
No problem.
Oh, we're gonna have to break
We
into
did talk
that.
about your podcast for half an hour as well, didn't we? So we did all right.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Have you
Somebody
ever
showed
got-
some interest.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, cheers, Matt.
It's all right.
Right. See you next week. Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. Conda forever.
Spin the mic now.